You look at these. All right. Ignore the yeah. Yeah, look at all the roto grip and storm banners and stuff in the background. So, all right. Apparently we're live. So, yeah. All right. So, share some links here, and we'll be good to go. Share.
Oh no. No, that's serious. You only ring the bell when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Yeah, very, very serious about the bell. Cancel. Alright, we'll just leave that up. Heck with it. Bam, there we go. Yeah, I know. Speaking of that, Get a Rising. We're trying to raise funds for the Rising. So, if you notice the little dollar bill symbol down there next to the little smiley face, that's called the. And actually, I need to turn that up. Okay, yeah, that's what we're drawing there. So yeah, the super chat button down there next to the little smiley face.
Connects right to your PayPal if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah. So send us some IQ Tour Rising purchasing funds or whatever. Or if you want to put your, if you want to comment, if you want us to get to your comment right away, or just want to contribute to the cause, contribute to the beer. All right.
We can bring Chris in the right way. $10 gets your shirt off with Chris. We had quite the bidding war last time we did this.
Yeah.
It turned into, it got kind of ugly.
Yeah, you get the one where you sent something in, yeah.
I had Luke talking
for $5,
about
yeah.
products for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For $20, Luke will wear my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
For a Rising.
It look like I'm wearing a giant.
For a Rising, I'll
look
try
like
to
I'm wearing a
both
dress.
of
But. All right, so as people are trickling in, once again, the super chat button, the little dollar sign. If you want us to get right to a comment, if you want us to spend some time on something, if you want to contribute to the cause, contribute to anything, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Or if you want to try to get us to do something or say something, then you know we can negotiate.
Yeah, the higher the dollar amount, the more time we're going to spend, the more questions we're going to answer.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
That's it.
Anyway, let us know if you have any trouble hearing us, and I will turn the sound up. I think it's high again, Addy Cakes.
Is that supposed to be a question?
Yeah. Take the Frankenstein.
The Frankenstein, the deer swamp. We're going to go to the Looney Bin together.
All right, so first of all, or second of all, back again, Anthony Lockwood, and introducing Chris Leftwich. He is in the Coast Guard. He was here a few years ago, down in Alabama for a couple of years, and now he's back for a little while. He is a Brunswick staffer. We have our EBI staffer, I'm the Storm staffer, so between all of us, we have all the major brands covered, and I figured that with leagues getting started, people are ready to start purchasing equipment. Or maybe you're already started purchasing some equipment or waiting for some new stuff to come out or whatever. But between us all, we can answer 95% of the questions that you're going to have. And let's face it, the other 5% doesn't matter. So,
Rodney, no worries, buddy. We appreciate you watching.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Rodney's always here.
Glad to have you.
Like Rodney. I also like Pink Vapor Stew. So as is tradition with Beer Frame Live, we're going to talk about the beer before we get into it. This is made by Ska Brewing Company. I actually had it at the, we have something here at our world famous Topeka Zoo, which is kind of an ironic statement.
More like an oxymoron phrase.
Yeah. Yeah. Topeka Zoo and Animal Mortuary. But anyhow, they have something called Brew at the Zoo, and so they have a bunch of local breweries and breweries from kind of, if they want to come hang out, normally there's 25, 30 different breweries, and they all have their little stand set up, and so you get to walk through the zoo. They give you a glass, you can drink as much beer as you want.
As you can.
As you know, yeah.
As you can.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I've always wanted more.
Well, want and can. That's... Anyhow, I tried this stuff. We're doing a sours tour tonight. We'll have some more stuff later. But this is Pink Vapor Stew. It is a sour, and it has beet. Let me see. Malt beverage brewed with apples, ginger, carrots, and beets. Sour ale, 5.1% alcohol by volume. You can see it's this very pretty kind of beet-like dark grapefruit-ish color.
Yeah.
And it tastes as good as it looks. So
it says Moral Panic on the can. I know we're not zooming in for you guys to see that, so you'll have to go get a can for yourself. But it says Moral Panic. I don't know what that tastes like,
and then it
but
says
it's pretty
recycle
cool.
right after it.
Yeah.
And yours.
Lots of stuff going on in the can.
Anytime
I am not a Dragon Milk fan.
Oh,
This guy likes
man.
Dragon Milk.
Yeah,
Dragon Milk is
we
great.
actually had Dragon's Milk on one of these.
We've done this before.
And
tried it.
the bad thing was that we drank it
The beer.
last.
The bad thing was the beer.
Yeah, we drank the beer and we drank it last. Actually, I had my daughter on for that one too when we did the mailbag episodes.
Mailbag, yeah. The bourbon barrel.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you ever shoot 800, you definitely want the Crystal Trophy because this thing is heckin' awesome.
As we all watch it spin.
Yeah, because it's just too entertaining.
It equals your rev rate.
Yeah.
It's mine right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough loft.
All right, so we've got a few things to talk about. We've got some new balls to talk about, some new releases that each one of us have a couple balls down here that we're going to run through and talk about. I don't know if we want to spoil the PWBA tournament for those of you that, of course, Rodney already spoiled it up there, so
right.
That's my in right there. So Stephanie Johnson won the PWBA Players Championship just a little while ago in fairly impressive and dramatic fashion. Her and Kelly Kulick had it going back and forth. Kelly bowled really good. The first couple matches were a little bit lopsided. Lindsay tends to get really nervous when she gets on TV. Plus, she just doesn't get any breaks. She doesn't have anything go her way. And so it's just all kind of, she's had kind of like Shannon Pluhowski experiences on TV this year.
She actually even said that on the telecast today. She's like, I just can't bowl good on TV.
Yeah.
Completely different kind of atmosphere, and it just gets the best of her. And her win's coming, but today and this year really wasn't her season for a title.
Yeah. And Jordan Richard was on her fourth show in a row, and she bowled really well the first match. She had a slow start, but then she finished pretty strong, and then she had kind of flipped roles. Kelly had the front seven, I think the front 7 or 8 or something like that.
The front 7,
and Jordan kind of struggled. And then the next couple matches, I didn't get to watch much of the Danielle McEwen match. Do you remember what happened in that one? Was it
Danielle had a really tough start. She started with the code black, and the ball didn't quite make the jump. Then she switched to that nano, goes through the face, and just didn't have a good look for the first 5 frames. And then when she was hitting the pocket after she went back to the code black, the first shot I saw that was really good was flat 10. So she didn't get it rolling, she didn't get going, and then of course, Kulick had front 6.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat your opponent when they start front 6, front 7.
Yeah,
doesn't matter who you are.
You get out to so much of a lead, and it's hard to catch back up. And I think that
right. It's hard to be down by 50 at the half.
I think
no matter what sport it is.
Kelly and Stephanie had the best idea because they were playing deeper than everybody else, and I think that everybody else that was playing further right got into some angle issues. Like Jordan looked pretty good for a little while. Lindsay made a couple good shots, but it was just tough playing further right. And so I think when Kelly came out and she was deeper than everybody else, and then Stephanie was kind of in the same type of area, she wasn't getting it out quite as far.
I think what happened ultimately, and I don't think that most people see or realize, is there's a lot of practice shots thrown in between games because the only person not bowling in between games is the person who just lost the match before. So then everybody else comes out and there's 6 balls, there's 8 balls, there's all of this, and so
the heads go
right, and so I think Jordan came out, went through the nose first 2 shots, and it was just breakdown that she didn't see from the practice session. And if we noticed, we talked about this upstairs, we saw a polished halo, a couple of polished high road nanos, and it looked like a code black with some surface on it. So nobody was really using anything with an aggressive surface except Jordan. She started with the Matrix Solid, and it was a little tough. And, she ended up with a Diesel that had a better look when she got it right, but she was the only one using surface. or what seemed like
Yeah.
some surface.
It's kind of hard to tell on TV because the camera, the lights give everything kind of a glare. So I think that's
right.
when we've seen the Nationals live streams when they actually used to do those, and something would be like at 500 grit and it looked like it was 3,000 or 4,000. So it's kind of hard to tell on TV sometimes.
Rip videos at the Nationals tournament.
But obviously the High Road Nanos and the Halo were really shiny.
Right. Yeah, I think as soon as they, once Kelly had front six using a polished, nano cover, I think that's probably instant, especially if I start with, a really rough 2 first shots.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have probably picked up on that, but, everybody says on TV that it just goes so much faster than you realize.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And it's, all of a sudden you're 4 frames in and you're like, I should have done that 2 frames ago.
Well, even in League, I mean, you can only react or adjust so quickly because every single time you throw a shot, you get information, and you can't just base big decisions off of one shot on one lane, because even if you've thrown 6 shots, well, that's only 3 shots apiece on each lane, so it's not like you're getting a ton of information.
Right.
And then you have to have made a good shot to get a good read on something. So we're going to tackle some questions here at the moment, and then we'll start kind of going through our ball selections that we have here. We'll start at the top here with Rodney. Marvel Max SE, yes, I just launched that video today, just a couple hours ago.
That's why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
When does he see it?
My Patreon subs have had access to it for the last week, and we've been talking a little bit about it. But
insert graphic here.
Yeah. Yeah, except I'm not that technologically minded, so if I could ever figure out how to do that, we might actually do that. But yeah, if I could figure out how to play the video live for you right now, that'd be heckin' awesome. I'm not sure that there's a way to do it, but
this takes long enough.
heck with it. So yeah. Holy chug-a-lug. Yeah, that came from my Marvel Max SE video. It tanks. It just
Big
chugs
cover.
and chugs and chugs some more.
It smells really a lot like blueberry.
Yeah. It's not quite blueberry muffin like the Fusion was, but it's blueberry, which I actually might go grab that and put it out here too, because that's heckin' cool. It's nothing that you'll be able to. Yes.
I like it.
Okay, Rodney. Yes, history was made with the PBA Anthony Simonson backup, 2-handed backup ball, which is we'll have to talk about that because that's interesting.
For $15,000.
Which I think it's just. I think it's cool. And I think that
it's
you
the
would
coolest
really agree.
thing, period.
Yeah.
It's absolutely awesome.
It's just that the thing that I like most about 2-handed bowling and whatever else is the game's always about who gets more pins down than somebody else. And you can argue back and forth, but it takes talent. I can't even throw a backup ball, period. Let alone throwing a backup ball for $15,000, title. I mean, when you're talking about having the marbles to do that.
Well, Belmonte tried it. I can't remember which tournament that was, but he threw a backup ball there for a bit, and I'm thinking it was even urethane. And through match play because he was just getting it dominated in match play. And
it was that U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Loft Fest last year.
So
whatever it was.
So it's been out there. It's not a secret. Simonson just found a way to use it completely to his advantage and has maybe practiced it more. Maybe his technique didn't require as much skill as Belmonte's or what have you, but it's impressively so
They could win with
that he would even try it, to let alone win, but just to even think to yourself for a minute that I bet you I could back it up and win this thing. That's just unreal. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, yep, very cool. Get a rising. Yep. That little S-looking button with the line through it next to the happy face down at the bottom.
Down by the chat button.
I think we've got $50 towards an IQ Tour Rising. Also, I have to show off the ball. Do not forget, I should have brought that out here. We have a Wire Climax that I am giving away on my Patreon site this month. You have to be signed up by August 31st. It is $5 a month. We also, after we give away the Wire Climax, I'm going to be giving away any ball of your choice that is in current production that I can get. Sorry, Kevin Anderson, no motive stuff.
Boom-tis.
But We're gonna be giving away something. There's tons of content. Yeah, yeah. You just started a beer for you, no bell for you. Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, we'll be giving away a ball every month in addition to all kinds of early stuff and extra stuff and coaching stuff. I also just had Ryan Ford down today from Iowa for another coaching session. So that was fun. He's going to bowl in our big doubles tournament tomorrow, which is going to be also a ton of fun that we need to talk about.
We need to make sure we get
Hashtag Jeff Poston. Huge doubles tournament. I'll have to find the post on Facebook where he says all the people that are going to be on the live stream in just the first 5 or 6 games. It's
He did a very good job putting that together. You know, obviously knowing where the streaming pairs are going to be. You know, he's been putting that list together for a while anyway. Now knowing where it's at, he was able to manipulate it and get some really great talent on camera.
Yeah, it's almost going to be like watching a regional because he put something on Facebook talking about all of it. We've got PBA title winners. We've got Francois Lavoie who's bowling our pair the whole day. 300 on TV. U.S. Open champion. We've got a couple different Eagles on there. Russ Wilson, Jay Fattrell.
The high wire thing?
Huh? Yeah, bring the Marvel and the high wire out. The high wire is in the shipping box on the floor.
Please, thanks, love you.
Bring the Blueberry Climax.
Yeah. Yep, that's heckin' awesome. So.
Did the box come out?
Well, I didn't realize there were 2 boxes.
You might as well just set it over here.
My wife makes funny noises. Yeah, just put it on the floor or something. And then get the blueberry ball out.
Please.
The Marble Max.
You can't see it.
No, put that on the floor. I don't know if it'll pull out. I don't know how. I don't know if that
We're not gonna put our
tray table.
Max.
Yeah, I don't know if that tray table is gonna hang out with that. So, actually, go ahead and open that up and put that on the little ball cup up here. Yeah, the marble. Yeah, the blue marble. So, yeah. Well, just put that on the floor for right now. We're gonna put the Climax up there first.
For somebody.
This is an overseas high wire.
Pearl, maybe? Is that a high?
Yeah, that's a
pearl.
pull it up. Just pull it towards you a little bit. Or twist it towards you. There we go. Bam. High wire Climax.
Are you
That
done?
is, huh? Yeah.
Are you done? Am I excused now?
Well, yeah. Until
You'll live.
yeah.
We will live.
We will space these out a little bit. Anyway, the high wire Climax. This was an overseas pearl version of the haywire high wire. We had the haywire, which was a solid, and then we had the high wire, which is a hybrid. We never got a pearl version of that. This is a pearl version of that. It was released overseas. It's been discontinued, but it's an overseas ball, so it's heckin' cool. And I'm giving it away with a subscription to Patreon. So you have until August 31st. www.patreon.com/Luke Rosdahl. Sign up for that, get your name entered into the bowl drawing, and have all kinds of other cool stuff. And then after that, once a month, we'll be drawing for any Storm Roto Grip ball of your choice that's still in current production. So that's in addition to all the other cool stuff and the coaching and articles and early access stuff and whatnot. But that is the high wire Climax, 15 pounds. It's got great specs on it.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and
It's got
take
really
over.
good specs.
So that's 3.5 inch pin and
Right
down
ounce
top.
top.
Yeah.
Pretty ideal specs.
15.5, 3 ounces of top weight, 3¼ inch pin.
Yep.
Pretty good.
So that's pretty cool.
Responding to George Guinea
George Guinea.
asking about who has the biggest balls. It's Chris.
Yeah.
But as far as companies leading tournament wins, I have to put this out. That Hammer's having a pretty good year.
Yeah, a lot of I think most of the women are sponsored by the EBI brands, and they've won most of the tournaments this year. Rocio won a couple weeks ago with the Halo, but Jordan Richards won, Shannon O'Keefe's won a lot, Stephanie Johnson just won the
Rookie
Players
of the Year,
Championship.
Player of the Year,
Yeah,
Players
so
Championship.
They're doing really well. I think
That's my plug.
a bigger amount of men are on the Storm Roto Grip thing, and obviously the big name, Anthony Simonson, one of the guys that just won throwing a backup ball. I don't remember what ball he was using, but
yeah, I didn't even
yeah,
really. I just saw highlights.
Selmo and Marshall Kent.
Right.
all kinds of them. So currently, I think the EBI brands are doing pretty good. Brunswick, Liz Colkin has
Liz
been on the
Colkin,
show
yeah,
a
Starter
couple
just
times.
Starter just won a regional
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. He had kind of rough go today. That was kind of
Yeah.
unfortunate to watch. I like watching him throw the ball.
Yeah, I really like watching Jason Snare.
Venom Shock is the best motive ball. That's probably true.
Venom Shock. Well, so what's your favorite motive bowling ball? For $5, we will all answer what is our favorite motive ball. I actually have a couple.
So for $6, I'll answer it.
Oh my god. No, Rodney, you're totally fine. And yeah.
For $10, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you just thought everybody would be watching. I was watching, and I think we were pretty well all watching. So, good evening, Brandon Atwood. Sean says hello to all. Stephanie Johnson was using a GB3.
GB3 Pearl.
GB3 Pearl, yeah, the new one.
Just announced.
Mhm.
Just announced yesterday. Got a title with it today.
Yeah. Halo or Black Widow Gold, two totally completely
Yeah.
different bowling balls. Now he did bring his Black Widow Gold that we're going to be talking about. I've got my Halo that I'm going to be talking about. Completely different balls. But you just started, no bell for you. Finally found a PSO I'll be happy with. PSO is Pro Shop Operator. He took 30 minutes just going over the current layout on my ball, what needs to be changed. Yeah, it's sometimes we just, as Pro Shop guys, we just don't have the time to get to stuff. But generally, if somebody has the time to get to it, you should be getting to it. So I mean, that's kind of what our job is. So.
And then also keep in mind with that, every Pro Shop operator is a little bit different. They view things, the hand different. They view layouts different. There's all sorts of things that can change. So that doesn't necessarily mean your previous PSO wasn't a good or a great PSO. So just from the Pro Shop world, things we hear all the time.
Also, who's the new Musketeer member I got here kind of late? This is Chris Leftwich. Once again, he's in the Coast Guard. He was here for a couple of years, then he moved to Alabama for a couple of years. Now he's back.
Came back for another 5 in Topeka.
Yep. Hashtag represent. WTSO. Topeka. Formerly home of the White Trash Shootout.
You know what? I would go, but
Yeah. But anyway, he is a Brunswick staffer. So, like I said, I'm our Storm guy, he's our EBI guy, he's our Brunswick guy, and so between us we have 95% of the brands covered.
Other than the motor.
And yeah,
major brands.
major brands, brands that matter. Tis. We're just gonna keep making balls that actually sell. Okay. So, what the hell was that? That was my wife. She makes interesting noises. Yeah. Debating on whether or not to say something that's actually really funny, but it might be slightly inappropriate, so I'm going to refrain from that.
I'll say
that is heckin' awesome. Yeah, that's my wife. What's up, George? Is an overseas ball for legal play here? Yes, as long as it's stamped with the USBC logo on the bottom. Now, here's the interesting thing, is that Mr. Bill, who's one of my Patreon subscribers, he did it. $5. We've got to answer our favorite motive ball. So we're going to go right to that, and then we'll come back to the explanation on that.
I have a good story with that.
I actually have 3 motive balls that are in my top 5 of all time. My number 2 is Covert Revolt. Number 4 is the Sigma Tour, and number 5 is the Silver Tribal. I had a bag full of those 3, and I didn't have to take anything else anywhere, because between them all, they covered everything. I mean, the Sigma Tour act like the OG Danger Zone. That was just, yeah.
Oh, the memories.
Yeah. So yeah, those
I would
are.
have to be the original Primal Rage that I actually got off Luke and came out the first 3 games and shot 810 with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 2 or 3 of those. I had one righty and one lefty, and then I think I got another one righty again. So.
I'm going to give you your $5 worth. I've never thrown a motive ball.
Yeah.
My favorite motive ball is not the Venom Cobra.
Yeah. Nobody's favorite motive ball is the Venom Cobra.
Tyler Gromlovitz.
Yeah. Tyler, if you're watching, he is one of 2 people on the planet that likes the Venom Cobra.
Him and the Eagle,
Mm-hmm.
Louis Jenkins.
Yep.
Yep, Louis Jenkins from Oklahoma.
Anthony Lockwood for $1. So what do you want to talk about?
The Black Widow, black and gold first.
Oh,
Oh,
well, okay, we can do that. Get the Climax off of there.
Get that thing out of here.
Overseas ball. If it has the USBC stamp on it, you can use it. But
Yep.
if it does not have a stateside, if it's not the same as a stateside ball, you cannot use it in competition. So you can use, for instance, the code 0 in PBA competition because it is the code black with different marketing. It's the same cover, it's the same core. But if it is a core cover combination that we do not have over here in the States, it's not legal for PBA competition. So thanks to Mr. Bill for that little tidbit.
nice.
But once again, going back to Adam here, the easy answer for everybody is the Venom Shock. But
I would have to say that's clearly my favorite
that's-
mode of ball, just purely off of success I've seen with it.
yeah,
It's one of the mode of balls that I see shape out of.
still around.
So,
It's
right, they're still producing it. It's, Covert Revolt seems really cool, and I think that's a really cool motion.
yeah.
Revolt Havoc even might have made my bag.
Yeah.
But, I personally never threw one, so I can't honestly give you my personal feedback.
Yep. All right, so we've got the Black Widow gold up there.
Black
Or the
Widow,
black-
gold, and black.
Gold and black. Yeah, the Black Widow is not the Black Widow gold because that one was gold.
That was gold. There is a little bit of gold in it. It's definitely primarily black. It's in the Widow series, proven gas mask core.
For the, I don't know how many Black Widows are there now.
37.
Yeah,
Yeah.
30 something.
But interjecting here, my favorite ball of all time is the original Taboo, which has the gas mask core in it. And it's just, obviously, they keep making, just like Storm keeps putting R2S on everything, because that good of a cover, this is that good of a core. So,
Right.
I mean, boy, if they could put R2S solid on the gas mask core.
That would be an interesting shape.
Everybody likes to talk about Mr. Potato Head stuff within their own line. Like, I'd like to see this, I'd like to see this. But man, you put R2S anything on the gas mask core,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
that's an actual winner. But
Kind of a neat deal with this ball. It's got the ripped cover stock. So the same cover, same series of cover that came on the ripped solid and the ripped hybrid, added to the gas mask core, gives the ball a completely different widow shape than I've seen. The gold was a little flatter for me. I did kind of go with a little stronger pin on the gold one, so that may have had a piece to do with that. But initially, I wasn't a huge fan of this ball. I mean, I didn't really keep it a secret. The shape in the center that I bowl in really just didn't match up very well. I haven't seen a lot of lane time, obviously through the summer and then up to this point. But I got a sub in league Wednesday night a week or two ago. And out of nowhere, Westridge is hooking. It's hooking. And I almost always do two things. One, if it's polished, I knock the polish off. And then typically with Widows, I do a little different layout than I would typically put on anything else. Just because I know the core that well. But I didn't really like this ball quite as much. You watch all the Bill O'Neill skit, you watch all this information from all these other staffers that love it, and just the way it doesn't always match up for everybody. Until, however, the lanes were just absolutely flying, and the cover is so clean. I almost had the Luke Rosdahl float without the wing, and I had so much ball motion that it really didn't matter as long as I didn't miss down lane left. I was going to be in the 1-3. So absolutely incredible for those who are looking for more of a skid flippy type of Widow. You're still getting the same truck power that the core provides you, however, just a little skid flippier cover. And so it's going to be a great ball, even with the big core in it for me, with such high tilt and a lower pat than most, traditional bowlers. I don't typically have trouble getting the ball down the lane. Now I really don't have trouble. So where somebody's going to a winner or somebody's going to like a cutting edge, I may be going to a Widow Gold and Black just because of the clean motion. So, been a long time since I've seen an EBI product this much skid Philippine. I paid $1 for that.
Yeah. Man, you've been talking for about $2.50 for it. Yeah.
I really don't have much else to say about it. I don't have a ton of game time with it. First game out of the box was 277, in a sanctioned setting. Otherwise, I just threw it down the lane a couple of times, took a couple of shots to kind of show some people some ball motion. Like I said, wasn't a real big fan, so it kind of made it back to the bag pretty quick. But gonna be probably a house shot ball for me, which I typically wouldn't throw Widow in that line typically. So, but I'm kind of excited for tomorrow to see if we get a chance to need something really clean through the fronts, because if I get to the point where the heads are kind of going, this is probably going to be the first ball I go to just to check it out.
Probably one of the cleaner Widows that they've made, period.
Oh, yeah.
Weaker layout on it too.
Yeah, I do have kind of a different layout on it. Really strong mass bias, but I've remeasured my pap and I'm almost 3 3/4 and like 5/8 up. So you're talking, this is a 4 1/4 inch pin for me, which is still a pretty strong pin. It just looks weak for what most people would have. But a really strong mass bias position being directly under the thumb, which is probably where I get a lot of that flip from.
To me, it kind of shapes like an IQ 230. It kind of looks like an IQ 230. It kind of shapes like that. It looks like a good Venom Cobra. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, there's my $1. There's the Black Widow, black and gold. Definitely a ball for everybody to check out. I can't think of a person who couldn't use something like that. Stronger pin for those who don't have a high rev rate, weaker pin for anybody who does. Ball speed, I really don't think it's ever been an issue with Widows. So definitely something that could work for everybody.
Yep. All right.
It is beer time.
It is.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, Chris. Are those fingers sharp?
No.
I don't
All
pedal
right,
fingers, so.
Hey.
What do we get here?
Cleeswag's back in here. I gotta go back. Okay. Subscribe to Patreon once I get paid Friday. Sweet. Yeah, as long as you're signed up by August 31st, you'll be in the drawing
Get the
for
blue
the.
shirt.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah, we didn't even think about that.
I just
I just
really
know
like this
we're
shirt.
going full on Hello Kitty tomorrow for the tournament. But
Who would win in a battle
yeah, this
of
was
two hands between
just a happy accident. We're about to have a blue bear right here. So it's
It
gonna
was
be
me.
blue
I
all
don't know
over the
about
place.
your game, but.
I know my video was pretty good about pulling two-handed.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, that must be Dave Halseth. 856 300. How was the dip?
Yeah.
If and so
Yeah.
it is Dave Halseth, which I assume it is.
Pass it over.
I can't remember anything.
Oh man, I
better.
get a fresh glass every time too.
That's because none of us use glasses.
Dag nab heckin'.
Empty cans.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
You can take that.
Okay.
Try
That
not to spill this all
Give me
over
your-
myself.
Give me your other glass.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's no way
This
I'm
is
going to get you to
wild
finish your
sour
dishes.
blueberry ghost.
Ben, your wife says smile and you need to
I know.
talk more.
I got it today.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, subscribe to
I know.
Patreon. As long as you get in by the 31st, you.
Cecil.
Oh, hi, Panda.
Cecil
Yeah.
in my beard.
Don't knock stuff off, Panda. I know.
Please.
Hi. Hi, puppers. Anyhow, as long as you subscribe by the 31st, you'll get an entry for the climax. But if you want any Storm Roto Grip ball of your choice, that is domestic release, that is still in current production, then we're going to do drawings every single month. So as long as you stay subscribed to Patreon, it's $5 a month. You'll be in a ball drawing. The ball drawings reset every 12 months too, so it's not like if you win a ball, you're never going to win again. They reset every 12 months. So if you win one, you can just come back again next year, win some more, or stick around for all the cool stuff that we got going on there. Let's see.
That's a very pink beer too there.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit, it's kind of the same color as the Pink Vapor, it's just a little bit lighter.
There it is. And it has sea salt in it.
Mm-hmm. But this is the blueberry, wild sour blueberry gosa, blueberries, coriander, and sea salt.
Let's see.
It sounds like a good chicken.
Mm-hmm. Tart citrusy qualities while still balanced by the spicy character of coriander and a mineral mouthfeel from French sea salt.
It kind of tastes like a wine.
Mhm.
I know. It does. Has a wine aftertaste.
There is a wine
There is.
esque
Yeah.
flavor going on with that.
Yep, it does have a wine-esque quality.
Actually,
You gotta-
well, then I guess we'll.
Mm.
It's easy for me to do. I broke his pinky. It is. It's got like a mead flavor.
It is mead.
Yeah,
It's like a blueberry mead.
I like it. Ring the
And we
bell.
still have one more. Yeah, ring the bell.
No. No.
Yeah. But no, the last one that we have coming is going to be heckin' epic. So we'll have to just wait for that one.
Absolutely.
But that's going to be heckin' epic. We're saving the best one for last. These are great.
And we got a 6-pack of that
And
one.
we got plenty of time.
Saving the one for last.
We got a 6-pack of that one. So.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Dave Halseth, owner of 10 850 pluses, and
Down
he
there,
just
sound
his
like
number he just shot 300 to start the season off.
Like number 28 or
Number
something.
yeah, he's in the mid 20s. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway, Dave, that was fantastic. I've done everything I could do to get Chips home to continue to eat it. He made this peach
Oh, I saw that
salsa.
peach
Yeah,
mango
the
that
peach-
he,
yeah.
Oh man.
he smoked everything.
This guy smokes everything, and he had this interesting. He heard somewhere. I think I mentioned on here before about smoking water. It's like, why would anybody smoke water? Well, you
For
smoke
ice
water,
cubes.
Yeah.
you turn them into ice cubes, and then you put that in your whiskey.
Gets that.
So
I think we have another idea for the next time.
yeah, so we have done whiskey frame before. We called it beer frame.
Yeah.
But we had the salted caramel.
Salted caramel crown, yeah.
Yeah, so
Is
we
that
might
what's
have
happening?
to employ
I don't know. I've had it.
Mr. Graybeard. You could probably use a little bit of that Ron Bar Sharpie action. That was the joke that I was going to sing you at the banquet, and I forgot all about it. I had this funny joke about we had our bowlers banquet a couple weeks ago, and Anthony and I were presenting something, and I like to try to be funny, and so I had some jokes about the key to my best advice for raising girls is just don't have them in the first place, because my God, just look what they did to Dave Halseth. He grows a beard that I couldn't begin
That
to
most people
think about.
Most people.
And of course, his daughters are turning him gray. And I forgot to say, looks like you could use a little bit of that Sharpie action, king size
Ron Bar.
Sharpie, yeah.
That
Magic markers.
Man, that would have been a great singer. But I missed it. I forgot about it. So, let's see. He had a line going out there. Let's see.
Right after that was
2-hour wait. Every fitting he does takes a minimum of 30 minutes. Well,
If you've got, a
people get
smaller
kind of
customer base.
cantankerous. Yeah, if you got a smaller customer base and they're okay with it, we've done pretty well here in Topeka the last several years. So
Yeah. We don't always get the opportunity
yeah, we
to do
just-
that much time, but because we've done it so fast for so long, we kind of get in the groove pretty quick, and unless somebody has a real specific need, fitting becomes actually quite a bit easier the millionth time if you've done it. So he brought up Will did the
Yeah.
battle of two hands between us three.
Well, we already proved that he's better than I am at two-handing. I've never seen you two-hand before, I don't think.
Yeah, you have a video of it.
Oh, yeah?
You videoed it.
I can't remember.
Right? We've had 2 of these already.
We have.
Yeah, I was about to send you my address tonight because I couldn't remember that you were just here like a month ago when we rode
That's
that
true.
tournament together. So, well, I'm gonna send him the address just in case. Lee was just here like a month ago. No, he wasn't.
Right. As far as that goes, that's literally a toss-up.
We'll have
because
to get together and live stream that one for a game.
That
Yeah.
could be
it could be on the
interesting.
list.
We could have a battle of the two-handed backup balls.
Oh, you guys don't want a piece of that.
Yeah, I
You guys
really
don't
don't
want
want
a
to
piece
be.
of that. My name
I really
is-
don't either.
My name is Anthony, after all.
Yeah.
That's automaticlically in my DNA,
Yeah.
as you guys all saw
Mhm.
on TV.
On TV.
I think Luke would win. To be honest, no, probably not.
Probably not.
He had one chance, he lost that one.
Yep. I was throwing a hypercell fused.
Luke
So-
can't throw the wing out there with 2 hands.
Yeah. Yeah, if I ever made a PBA TV show, my strike song would be the chicken dance.
It's perfect.
It is. The problem is you
Yeah.
wouldn't ever do any of the dances.
No, I probably wouldn't. I mean, you could probably talk.
You could probably get like Diana Z. She would be dancing the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
Even Lindsay Boomershine was dancing a little bit today.
Mhm.
You absolutely not.
She was trying. Well, if I tried, it wouldn't be pretty. So,
Well, you have to throw a strike first
On TV.
on TV. Yeah.
well, yeah. That I mean the heck and pressure,
Right.
man. Okay. Question for Chris. Not really a question. Brunswick balls hit like marshmallows. Only Brunswick balls that don't hit flat is radical.
Ouch.
Quantum bias. The edges are pretty good.
The edges are really good. The method's really good.
Method does look good.
Liz Fulkin looked awful good with that method on.
That's true.
On TV.
Couple
I
of
think
them.
she's made
Two
a couple
different
shows
ones.
using 2 different methods.
Yeah. So
The
That
the
one's pretty
quantums absolutely hit like trucks.
Yep.
Now
Black
it's-
quantum and the white quantum.
They absolutely hit like trucks.
the bias is really interesting. We saw Jerry Kessler throw that on Thursday night, and it was too dry for Lawrence. Or it was too dry for Lawrence. Lawrence is just too dry for me.
It's just really dry.
I had to put my Loco Solid away.
I had to put my cutting edge away,
Yeah.
which is really bad.
Yeah, I bulbed down from the Loco Solid to the winter.
Right. That's like I'm gonna ball down to the
But- Had the high set on the pair by 30 pins. That wasn't really.
Well, he was throwing it at 1,000.
Wasn't really
out of
saying
box.
much. Yeah, it was.
And it looked like a urethane because
Yeah,
it, was burning
yeah.
up, it was burning up in the first 10 feet and just rolled
Yeah,
out.
it looked like urethane, but he was staying in the pocket.
Correct.
It looked kind of like a hot cell.
Hmm.
So it was really interesting.
Right.
Okay. I think Luke would win, probably. George, yeah, I loosened up my 14-year-old son's swing and shot his first 6 with the idol you recommended. Thanks again. Yep, definitely. Yeah, I got him into
Nice.
an ink that he liked, and then we went with the idol the next time, and first 600, bam.
Right.
Hashtag nano. Nano cover stock's pretty good. Let's see. I need a new covert revolt. They're probably really hard to come by, but I think everybody needs a new covert revolt.
I think Spangler's probably got all of them at his house, and he's just
Or
parting them out.
That-
You know, he's
in their little retro collection that they're doing with the Primal Rage, and with the next one should be the Covert. If they don't re-release the Covert Revolt and Sigma Tour, those are freebies, man.
Sigma Tour's probably
Those are freebies. Like if you don't bring those back out, then we'll know that there's some
They're
real
having a ton of
problems. There's
success
some
with
real
Sigma
problems
Tour,
with that.
so.
Yeah, if they don't bring that back out. So.
Yep.
Let's see. I'll be headed to Lawrence, Kansas to go through the pro shop training in December. Of all the courses available, which would you recommend?
Russ does a really good job.
Yeah, Russ and Alex do a great job. Russ is one of the smartest guys on the planet when it
Period.
comes, when it
Doesn't
comes
matter
to bowling
what.
stuff. And he's so quiet about it too. Like you never know he was anybody. But he's like the president of IPSIA, and he's got an eagle. He finished their team finished 7th at nationals, and he finished like 5th in all events or something like that. Or the team finished
21,
5th,
30 or
and
something.
he finished 7th, but he did well. He's
They
the kind of
always-
guy that you can't tell whether he's shooting 800 or 500. He's
He's
just
like
so
Frankie
ridiculously
Lavoie
smart.
as far as being
Yeah.
just stone
Oh
cold.
yeah. He's just a stone cold killer. He'll just go up there and nothing special will happen, and then you'll see a 270 up there.
You catch him on something that he's got some passion for, and then you'll see his ears perk up, and he lights up, and he'll talk and explain and detail everything.
And he's
So it's
super
incredible.
efficient with it too.
Incredible.
I mean, he breaks it down. He doesn't talk over your head like some guys try to get too technical and impress you with how smart they are or something like that. He's not one of those guys. Like he'll break it down and explain blue collar terms for everybody to understand, and he's just so. Just take the regular.
Balls hit like marshmallows. He throws Brunswick balls. And
Yeah, he throws Brunswick balls and averages 240 with them. So-
At nationals. He
Even-
averages 240 with them at nationals.
And he even averages that with deviate balls too.
Yeah.
They make some good balls every once in a while.
He struck with the primo.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
God.
And it's green. He didn't recognize the
Any
correlation
new
between the two.
deviate balls that you
the new Hitman.
the Hitman?
And
Enforcer?
both Hitmans are good. The regular one was real good, and the Enforcer actually goes longer and has more back end motion.
Burkett Poplar had some success this
Yeah.
week with Hitman Enforcer. Really cool shape. They're excited to be doing some low RG, high diff kind of balls. They
Yeah.
haven't really had a ton
Actually,
of
And actually, the Tactic Control is a dual color urethane ball, which is
Right.
kind of a neat idea, having 2 colors on there. Most of the urethanes are 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
They are doing
Yeah, I
some
think
pretty cool
that-
things with color.
I don't think I've seen a other like 2-colored urethane ball. Like
Not
Montreal
true.
Global has the Shadow Ops, but it's like a 80-20 mix.
correct.
Isn't the tactical ops kind of the same thing? Isn't it
I think
80-20
so.
Yeah.
with Pearl?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what that is.
I think so.
And the Tactic Control is just solid regular urethane.
Right,
Just dual
right.
color.
All right, so yeah, just go through the regular pro shop training course. I think it's a 2 or 3 day thing.
4 day.
4 day.
4 day.
Take that one. Russ Wilson, Alex Hartman, both great. So
I mean, there's PSOs right now.
Just
I mean,
take-
just
honestly, take anything from them. If Jayhawk offers a class, come
Go
take
for
it. They
Yeah.
they know their stuff. You'll
even
learn
if it's
a
just
bunch.
product learning, they make really great stuff.
R2S on everything. R2S is already on everything. We covered that in my Sonic video.
Yeah, but if you go down just a little
Yeah.
further, you get the
Yeah.
the fellas in Gas Mask Core, R2S, and the blue stuff from Brunswick, Dynamic Core.
Yeah.
You're talking about saving some energy. That'd be
Yeah.
skid flippy.
It would be very stiff.
Favorite Widows,
Definitely
the
good to use around
the
here.
Black Widow Legend, such a fantastic ball. My favorite Black Widows were the 2 Red Legends. The Red Legend Pearl.
Absolutely, those were
Those
solid.
Mine was
Really
the original.
nice.
Mine was the original solid and pearl.
Uh,
I had
Yeah,
both of
I
those.
really like the original.
yeah. Have the bike, but no longer use it. Nobody else uses it.
Nobody
either.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Braden Profish, maybe.
So we know the Super Idol will not be stateside, so you think we may see a Pearl Halo instead? We're definitely going to see a Pearl Halo. Hopefully it's Nano Pearl, because that Marvel Max SE is Pearl Nano.
Just throw extender on it, you don't have to see
Yeah, Nano Smooth Pearl. Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, they gotta give us a Nano Pearl ball again, because it's been a while since we've actually had one stateside. So I'm sure that there's going to be a Pearl Halo. There should be.
But you already
Next in the line, they've
you already
got-
had the winner, man.
Yeah.
You already got that.
Well, it's an HP2. Yeah, it's an HP2 ball that should be an HP3 ball. But yeah,
How does
but
that-
Wonder
how does
Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
But man, the Daredevil was discontinued, and we've got 2 solids in the line. We had I think they discontinued the trick, or they didn't discontinue the trick.
No, not yet.
They didn't discontinue the trick, but we got 2 solids in the HP3 line and a hybrid that's getting ready to get discontinued, I'm sure. I don't think the Daredevil Danger is going to be around too much longer, so we need a Pearl in the HP3 line, especially because the Isle, the Halo, I mean, they just released the Winter, which is a Pearl, but we're a little devoid of, we're lacking in Pearls right now. So I think we're going to have, I would expect a Pearl Halo and a Pearl Idol. Even if it's not the Super Idol, it might be a different Pearl Idol.
Well, the way
So,
they're going with their HP classifications,
It
that
doesn't
Pearl
matter
Halo
anymore.
could be in an HP3.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore. Anyone watch Stephanie Brooklyn win? I think she threw the first one was a Brooklyn. The first shot was definitely a Brooklyn. I didn't know if she threw any more, but yeah, we saw it. I think Shannon O'Keefe cried more than she did. But that's kind of Shannon's thing, man. She cares so much, and it's actually kind of cool to watch people that care so much about it. You know that they hold it together. Like Lindsay was kind of, every time Shannon Pulaski gets on there, you can always tell she's biting back tears, but she stays professional. She stays into it. Lindsay was trying to be funny, but you could tell she was
having a rough
trying to
time,
have
yeah.
fun, but it was just so disappointing. And
She
to
bowled
see-
so good
yeah.
for 36 games in 48 hours.
Yeah, and then you have one game, and I don't think anybody on tour is a fan of that, but the format just can't quite work like golf.
Correct.
Golf is a
Going
lot
game.
lower scores, and so in most of the time you see somebody run away with something in qualifying, and they're the #1 seed for like the last 5 games of match play or
Correct.
whatever, and it just wouldn't work out to have like a total pins type thing. So the stepladder thing kind of has to happen.
And then they get on
But-
TV and it's a completely different shot by the time they bowl.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's something that everybody has to deal with. It sucks. Nobody really likes it, but it's fair. I mean, everybody else has to deal with it too. So
And we all have a voice with social media. Feel free to, you can
Yeah.
like these pages and put your information out there. Other people are. Doesn't mean you're going to change anything, instantly, but there are people listening. We want the sport. They want the sport to be huge and better. I guarantee you those ladies do. The guys on tour do. So anybody's got ideas like that. You never know who's watching. So
Yeah.
definitely put your opinions out there.
But yeah, to actually see it, we've gone for a while where, you know, everybody used to be really excited. Like Marshall Holman would bounce all over the place, Pete Weber bounce all over the place. The women kind of keep it more professional, so to speak, and we got there for a little while where it was everybody wanted to be like really robotic and mechanical, and well, I don't really care that much, and it was kind of, they tried to be more like golf pros to where, you know, the little like golf
They're kind of
claps.
getting out of that a little bit now.
And it's kind of boring to watch. It doesn't look like anybody really cares to be there. Now,
Look at the hype videos for PWBA.
Yeah. There's some people that take it a little bit too far over the top, but at the same time, when you watch somebody that's not trying to put on a show, and like Stephanie Johnson, she cared so much that she just couldn't hold it back, and it was genuine. When it's genuine, it's a lot more fun to watch.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, if you didn't
very, very cool.
feel that ball in your throat too,
Yeah.
that was, I mean, that was awesome to watch.
And Kelly was professional too. You could tell she was really disappointed if you saw her in the background. They put her on camera a couple times where she was trying to hold it back because, I mean, it was a major. She hasn't been on TV a whole lot. She bowled really well this year.
Oh, so good.
She just hasn't made it to TV. You'll see. I mean, I don't know how many top 10s she had where she almost made it, and then she ends up commentating on the show, and you know that's got to hurt a little bit.
That stings too, right?
Yeah, because you're commentating and you're like watching
You should
everybody
be
else
there,
bowl.
You're commentating everybody else.
And your commentator partners, hey, well, it's nice to have you back in the booth.
Yeah.
I know you'd rather be on the lane, but what
Yeah.
are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What do
It's
you think
like-
about her ball that
It-
she
it-
just threw?
Yeah, it's like one of those post game interviews on TV after somebody just lost and then you want them to talk about it. That's what being a commentator on TV is all about.
What would you have done there? Obviously,
Yeah.
not the right thing.
Obviously,
Right.
I'm not there right
But
now.
there's nothing. Losing sucks. Not moving on sucks. But the worst thing for me is when there's still bowling going on and you're not bowling. When you have to quit bowling, but other people still get to keep bowling. If you're at the end of a sweeper and you don't cash or something, it's like, well, that sucks. But
Everybody's
whatever.
done the same time,
But
right?
man, when you're packing up your stuff and everybody else is getting ready to bowl match play or something like that, they're still bowling and you're going
And you're
home.
going home.
That's
Or you didn't make the cut,
so rough.
right?
Yeah,
Like that's
just so rough.
PBA makes that kind of easy because everybody's done pretty much the same time.
Yeah, and it cuts the next day, so
Yeah.
Right.
if
So
you make
that's
it, you're probably already gone. Doesn't really.
Yeah.
right.
So.
What else we got in here?
All right, we're gonna try to catch up with
We got a lot
some.
of questions.
Yeah, we're gonna try to catch up with some questions, and then we'll have Chris put a ball up there and talk about it a little bit. Let's see, R2. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yes, had the bite. Yeah, nobody state. Okay. Stephanie Brooklyn. Some of the ladies were throwing a polished high road nano, maybe in the lane. Yeah, it was polished.
Absolutely.
Highly polished, and it looked really good.
The best it's looked since I've seen it. Matter of fact, I sent you a text message immediately after
Yeah.
that. I just
I saw that one.
Just
completely forgot about it.
forgot about the
Yeah.
high road nano. It's so like December. Yeah. Think I'll do that also. Patreon. Yep. Sign up. Last name jokes. I missed that. Last name jokes. Tee hee. How good is the winner? It's both better and worse than I thought it was. It's like the Daredevil Danger. It's either working absolutely or it's not. As soon as I had to start moving deep, the Daredevil Danger does not work until the lanes are just destroyed and I'm in at fourth arrow. The winner does not work once I have to get past fourth arrow.
Yeah, once it's destroyed, his carry went away.
Because
So,
that's the thing
Right.
is I was using the Loco Solid for the first half of the game. I had 82 in the sixth frame, and then I switched to the winner, and I struck out for 222, and then I had 6 of the next 7 to start the second
Yep.
game, and I threw a couple mediocre shots and got tapped. But then the first game, I had to move because the ball just kept sneaking up, and as soon as I had to get a little bit deeper, then that's when I got it. It's so clean through the front part of the lane, and then it's really round on the back end. And so bigger angles are not its friend unless you really hook the crap out of it. Like it probably looked pretty good for him because it gets there and then it just kind of rolls into the pocket. It doesn't snap, it doesn't do anything like that, but it's just a little bit too slow on the back end for me when I have to move deeper. So I made it kind of work and I kind of limped to 680, which
Yeah, limp to
I'll
680.
limp to 681 every single set the rest of the year. Like if that's the worst the year gets,
Correct.
then
And to be
I'm
quite
set.
honest,
But
I mean, 7-0.
The lanes weren't really
7-0
that-
with the late
that great.
Yeah.
miss.
so
So
680
Yeah.
for limping to it's not bad.
yeah, average fell all the way to 241 and a half. So rough.
We lost 2 games.
Right.
Blueberry and coriander.
Yeah.
It is
Sounds
working.
like
It
body
is
armor
very
with
much-
alcohol added to it. I've still got 2 cases of body armor upstairs, by the way. Fancy with the pinky yet? Yep.
Yep.
What's the worst ball you've ever thrown? Ebonite
Oh.
Savage Flip.
Mm,
No contest.
really?
Oh my lord.
Man.
Worst. I mean, just
That would have to be the,
unrealistically
What
bad.
was that Columbia? I'm trying to think. After the Enigmas, all those came out, and then they had the next.
The antics.
The Antics. Mine would be the original Antics.
Mine was the original action.
Yeah.
The
Which
Columbia
is really
action.
funny
Which
because
is
that
funny
was that was
because I shot
good.
800s with
Yeah,
that
well,
ball.
that's what I was gonna say. It was really good for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Mine may have been mismarked. I'm not real sure, but I just could not
That
make
ball was
that
really good,
ball
actually.
shape for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one that stands out that I just like.
It kind of had that winter type shape to it. It's
Yeah,
really
just
round,
real
really
strong
rolly.
and rolly.
Round,
Yeah, it
And
was
just
just
kinda
it was
face
it was
up.
too strong for how much it really didn't do on the back end.
Correct.
I also didn't like that EPX ball.
Oh yeah, I don't think a lot of people like the EPX.
Certain people could strike with it, but it was like one of every 30 that
Sure, I
bought
still have a
one.
friend that
Yeah.
throws them on the PBA stuff, all the short patters.
Mhm.
He literally has like four of them sitting in his garage waiting to be drilled.
Oh, wow.
Epoxy covers.
I had a lot of the El Ninos, and they were actually really good. El Nino Gold was
Yes.
I think that made my top 10 list, or at least
It
an
did, yeah.
honorable mention. El Nino Gold was really good.
Only store ball made mine was the Strama.
Jesse James, La Nina,
La Nina.
still brings it out
Nice.
for
Nice.
yeah for nationals. That's so great. Yeah, the matchup Pearl is my second most hated ball of all time. Yeah, it's not good. Pin down or pin up on Venom Shock. I don't think it matters what
It
you
don't
do to
matter.
that ball. It's one of those balls
Just
like
don't
the
hit it.
IQ Tour, and Tamer actually just got an IQ Tour for the first time, and he said it just no matter what I do to it, that
Does the same
ball
thing.
he said that ball shapes itself, and that's what the Venom Shock does. You can do anything to the Venom Shock, and it's going to look like the Venom Shock. You can do anything to an IQ Tour, it's going to look like an IQ Tour.
Just depends on how
So-
long you're going to see the end before it rotates over and starts going
Yeah.
purple orange.
Yep.
All right. He doesn't. I took the video. Interesting.
Doesn't like the matchup.
Yeah.
He likes the matchup black though.
We've seen the we've seen the Roto Grip Super Idol, and that's actually why my buddy Ernesto sent me that high wire climax to do whatever with to raise money for the Super Idol. So Super Idol is going to happen. That's the one I kept the Marvel Max SE a secret. So if you haven't seen that video, I just made it public a few hours ago. So definitely go check that out. But the Super Idol should be the next. It might be a little while, but the Super Idol is definitely happening, and that will be the next in one of my international collection. I got 3 balls in the international collection so far. So if you haven't watched it either, I had the Virtual Tour exclusive that's up, and then I got the Code Zero review that's up. So if you want to go back and watch that. Yeah, the Hypercell Fused, kind of like the Action, is a ball that doesn't work for me, that 97% of the rest of everybody loves. And I was talking to, like I said, I was coaching Ryan Ford earlier, and he really loves it. And
It did roll good for him today.
yeah, and it's just one of those things where it doesn't work for me.
Didn't work for
and
me either. Remember I had one.
Yeah.
I was in between, and I actually
Uh-huh.
ended up bringing it to nationals. And I could not get that thing to roll, but I switched to the LT48.
Yeah,
That's a
And go
change.
front 9 at nationals.
yeah.
Kind of a different change, but I couldn't get the Fusion to do anything.
But yeah, it just doesn't.
It
Or the
almost
Hypercell Fused, not
Oh, okay.
not the IQ. But yeah, the Hypercell Fused is something that works for everybody else. It doesn't work for me. So, and like I told him, it's like, well, I can tell when something's a good ball that just doesn't work for me. That's one of those good balls that I just don't match up with.
So,
Not
So-
bad meat.
yeah,
All right.
Mead
And
McCann.
then depends on the
Here's
play
that
style.
maybe.
Ripped Pearl into my Inferno Blue Flame.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
That's a humongously underestimated
It is,
bowling
very
ball.
much
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
It's a
everybody
better ball
kind
than
of.
the original Inferno that they came out with.
Yeah. When
But
they
no one's
re-released the
getting.
Inferno,
Yeah, they released the Inferno,
Blue
and actually
Flame's
the
pretty
Blue
good.
Flame was a better ball.
Human Box Covert Revolt and Storage, along with another ink. Has anyone seen the Motive Trident Abyss? Is that an overseas ball?
That's their
No,
new, that's
it's.
their new one.
Well, I don't know that there's a for sure answer on that. It has got really cool colors. It's a gray and blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks neat. It may be stateside. I don't think that I've seen the answer for that.
We don't see any around here.
Spangler
Well,
does have all the covert revolts, I'm sure he does.
Well, it always seems like the moto staffers are like, thank
Getting rid
you,
of my
Spangler,
framework,
for sending
yeah.
me one of these.
Bowler X leaked it. It looks interesting. Why do companies make different balls for overseas? Chad McLean actually wrote an article about that because they started getting a lot of questions for some reason about overseas or international equipment. I would like to take all the credit for that personally, but basically it's a little bit different overseas, where over here they'll make a ball and somebody sees, oh, that's a good ball, they want to go get one. But over in Japan it's kind of considered poor form, or I keep forgetting the word that I want to use, but it's just poor form to see somebody else doing well with something and then hop right on the bandwagon. So that's why they have so many different balls over there, and they usually make them in smaller limited runs, like they only make 500 or 1,000 of them, and they keep making the same thing over and over again. That looks like the Raptor Talon.
It does.
Right, the
Just like the
gray
Raptor
like
Talon.
gray and black looking
Yeah.
color. Looks like a piece of charcoal. But
Well,
they have
it
some blue to
looks like one of those old house balls from way back when.
It does look like an old house ball.
So that's,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the reason that they do more overseas releases. A lot of them are the same ball. Like they released the High Road Pearl in like 15 or 20 different versions over there. They'll just give it the High Road Live or the High Road Active or the High Road whatever else, and it's just different colors and a little bit different name. High
Looks
Road.
like the High Road 300.
Yeah, High Road 300, High
Right,
Road
yeah.
SE, the High Road LE, whatever else they do with it.
Pink.
Yeah. And then yeah, they have the pink High Road and all the special versions of that. So I'm getting scolded. Lifetime movie on and beer frame is too loud.
Turn your volume up.
A Lifetime movie is on. Beer frame is too loud.
Who's that?
Turn it up.
Is that your
Clay
wife?
Swag.
No.
Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Hustle with the nano cover.
Ouch.
That core is actually pretty good. It's a little bit higher RG IQ core, basically, is what the numbers end up, because it's like 253,030, and the IQ is 249,029. So it's pretty. That's kind of why the Hustle Link is so good, because that core is actually really good. And even on the Pro and the Say, which I absolutely hated, I could tell the core was good. The covers just weren't. So. Okay, Hustle with the nano cover. Don't feel bad. Chris Storms had to share a pancake-like flops with the matchup Pearl. I'd rather throw Brunswick, throw that thing. Well, that's a heck of a compliment there.
That's like a disc that works, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh my god.
So you're
Trash
missing it, but then you
talking.
say you throw it. So
Make
that's
it 10 times more entertaining, man. If they had some Jeff Ross style roast stuff, trash
That'd be
talking,
perfect.
like it would be so great. Matchup Pearl on the burn. The match Pearl was good. The match up Pearl was not.
Match Pearl was pretty
Josh
good. I got to
Tajiri
throw
makes
that.
everything look good because he has a super high friction surface. Everything turns sideways on the back end, so everything is going to look good for Josh Tajiri.
It's kind of like bowling
It's
around
just-
here.
it's
Every
just-
ball I have will snap off on the back end no matter what.
Yeah. And now that's kind of happening at Westridge too. But
Yeah.
everything hooks for Josh. So that's just it.
And he makes good videos. So.
Orange Piranha was garage garbage, trash, dark poo emoji. Yeah, Orange Piranha. Really
my
didn't
favorite
like it.
Piranha.
But the Phase 2, I see a lot of pro bowlers
green
using it
one.
on tour all the time. That's kind of funny because the Phase 2 came out and it's like, oh, this ball is really good, and then nobody was using it, and then all of a sudden everybody was using it again, which
As
is
soon as they
really
discontinued
weird. Yeah,
Correct.
it's still not discontinued. That's the funny thing.
Oh, I thought it was discontinued.
Yeah, exactly, everybody did.
No one gets
But
it.
it's still out there and everybody's using it all of a sudden. Like Alex Hoskins and Steve Klompkin. Klompkin shot 300 with it on team at Nationals.
Yep.
And then he bowled
And
really
Mosh
well
shot
with it
the
on
Masters,
TV.
yeah.
They made the show with it.
Alex bowled really well with it on TV. It's just one of those balls that it was kind of a diva for me. You had to really pay attention to the surface maintenance because it would hook a lot with surface, and it wouldn't hook very much with polish on it, but it made it a really versatile ball, but at the same time it lane shine really quick, so it would go from hooking a lot to not hooking a lot. So Abralon pads.
So
A lot
Orange
of heavy
Piranha
Abralon.
garbage. The next one, Snap Lock equals
Snap.
bad.
Yeah, it was.
That's not even close to how bad that ball was.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was good for like 10 games. I think you had one and you liked it for about 10 games, and then it just
Oh yeah, I gotta take you up on that because you
Didn't
said if I
finish
didn't like
anyone.
it, you'd buy it.
interesting.
It's
Still
gone.
sitting there.
Yeah.
It's still in your garage.
No, I don't know
best-
what to do with that.
Okay, yeah, hustling, bam, into the questions. Okay, Chris, put something up here, whatever you want to talk about.
Put it up.
Not that.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
What? Remind me later. Yeah, don't restart
Alright.
now. Please, God, do not restart now.
Got
Bam.
it?
Method. Talk about the
Method.
method.
This is pretty much, to me, it's the better version if you like the magnitude 5.5, which would start up early and then also finish, so it was real strong. This is a hybrid version of that. It also has the dynamic core, the blue stuff. And for me, it's more of a versatile ball. So I can use it on sport patterns, use it in house shots, except for around here, all of a sudden I'm finding out because everything
Yeah.
hooks.
Yeah.
So I actually will be trying it out with some polish on there.
So much polish lately.
So much polish lately. But, I mean, really, it's just probably the most versatile ball that I have in my bag from Brunswick right now. And with the dynamic core, I mean,
Ultimately,
honestly-
Brunswick's trying to make like kinetic energy retention a
Correct.
thing. So dynamic
Of course.
core, the blue stuff you see in the holes, if you don't use
Yep.
inserts or slugs, is actually a filler.
filler material instead of the white. It doesn't have all the pits and the holes in it, and it
It's a
creates
lot-
energy more at the pins. And I've seen that work more on the light hits. The light hits make the pins jump around a little bit more, I think, with dynamic core than anything else I've seen, other than the quantums, which is all resin.
Right.
So,
2-piece, yeah.
correct.
Yeah, to me, the method kind of looks like you took a Code Red and took it to 2000 or 3000. It kind of shapes like
Yeah,
that.
it does
That
shape
kinda-
like that. It's more round shape, and then just kind of keeps its energy to finish.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
the Ford EcoBoost.
Yeah.
Right, it's kind of your medium ball,
Yeah.
but it's like there's a ton to it that people just you can't really see until you really get into it. You know,
Yeah.
ask Liz Culkin, right? I mean,
Correct.
she made that
She
ball
just-
look really good.
She had 2 different ones for the show, and we ran away with that show
Yeah,
first time it
Tam-
came out.
Right.
Tamron went live the other night, did some ball testing. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually do that for my Patreon people. So when I'm filming, like when I did for the filming for the Halo in Winter, I was actually able to stream through the camera at the same time I was getting video, and so they all got to see that while I was filming it, and I got to talk to them, and so they got to see a first look at the ball several days before I actually got the videos done.
And actually, this Friday, you can probably see us. Luke's going to live stream our league every once in a while, and I'll have this ball polished up to see how it works on drier conditions. too.
Yep. If I can ever get the Wi-Fi to work, the Wi-Fi normally sucks. So
True.
we're gonna try
Robert
if we're ever
Do what?
Robert said he's gonna get his drill tomorrow.
yeah.
Nice.
If we're driving the meth about to get drilled
Yep.
tomorrow, it's a pretty
You
good
won't
ball.
regret it. Very versatile.
Honestly, restart.
Yep.
No, no, bad laptop.
Yep. I'll get your space bar so hard.
Yeah. Man, that would have been tragic if that restarted right now.
Oh no.
Glad I looked over there and saw that.
While we're doing it,
Yeah.
it's good.
So yeah, that is the method.
It
I think
is.
we're
Do we take a spot for the whole?
No,
you
you
self
say-
killer.
Oh,
yeah. I'm just
stay
trying
off
to
the
see
meat.
because
Stay
everybody
off
can
the
see
meat.
how much I've got. Yeah.
Do we plug in?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't hate Brunswick. Just hate getting 9.
We must have
Hey,
an
lately,
IQ tour on.
Hashtag the IQ tours.
lately, including League and Lawrence, I mean, 9 was a good count there for a while. So,
9 was actually a really good
It
count.
was a
on
really good
Thursday
count.
night.
and I was
Nice.
getting a lot. I was getting a lot
Yeah.
of 9s,
Buffering.
but everyone was getting
Yeah.
splits. Do what?
Yeah.
Some buffering.
But when you see goddamn Steven Keeler shooting 6'11",
Yeah, it was rough.
that's
In that building.
yeah. He averaged 241 last year. So we had some interesting stuff going on in Lawrence. I do some league recaps on Patreon too and tell everybody what I took, what I used, the transition, my progression, what happened, how I adjusted, stuff like that. So
Can we talk about the tournament a little bit tomorrow?
yeah. Yep, we definitely need to talk about the tournament tomorrow. We are doing something called, well, it used to be the red, white, and blue because we used to do
Red, white, blue.
the red, white, and blue patterns. So I think we did one set of qualifying at Westridge, then we go to Lawrence at Royal Crest and do another set of qualifying on. So
Different.
we'd go like blue, white, and then red for the match play.
Match play finals, yeah.
Or whatever like that. Now they're using some different. We're going to be bowling
No.
on Stonehenge and the Great Wall of China. So,
Nice.
more like house shots, but the Great Wall of China is 48 feet long,
48
so that
feet,
could get really interesting with it being dry on the outside and wet on the inside. We could see some really interesting transition there. Stonehenge is basically what's at Westridge with a little bit more
Right.
volume, so it's your typical house shot pretty
So
much.
we're going to qualify. We don't know which pattern, is first or second, but we'll
Mhm.
qualify on, the first 5 games will be on one pattern. And this is what makes Jeff so special with some of this stuff. So, for instance, we might qualify games 1 through 5 Stonehenge, lunch break, then games 6 through 10 will be Great Wall of China. And then the really neat thing he's doing this year, because we don't have a third pattern like we've had in the past, he's going to have one lane with one pattern, one lane with the other pattern. And since it's Baker's doubles, that means one of us bowls long, one of us bowls short. I imagine we'll be able to switch that up between games if we so choose.
Yeah.
But kind of a neat
Yeah,
concept.
it's definitely, especially with the Baker aspect of it.
Right, 60 some teams I think is what his final number came out at.
Mm-hmm.
And these are
$1,500 added money.
right, tons of added money. Bowlers from Wichita, we're going to see plenty of people from.
Because he had the list of what the first. And so it's going to be streamed live on Streaming Bowling. So if you just type in Streaming Bowling into the YouTube search bar, you'll find the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Everybody that's going to be on there is basically it's basically going to look like it's going to look like a regional.
Right.
So I mean, let me see. Okay,
Few
so
people with Eagles, few people
the
on
lane
TV.
assignments, names that you're gonna notice here.
Bronson.
Tony Mana's bowling game 1. And on our pair, we've got me and Anthony, Wesley Lowe, Francois Lavoie, Tom Patton, Keith Hubert, Roger Petra, and Brandon Martin. Game 3, you're going to have Justin Hromick and Jared Hromick. If you remember Jared Hromick,
Just won the
Pro Bowler.
the doubles tournament in Oklahoma this past weekend.
Or I guess it was Justin Hromick. Jared's his
Justin's
kid.
a U.S. Open winner.
Jared's also very good. Russ Wilson, Jay Futrell, they both have Eagles.
Often.
Chenoa Rhodes, Crystal Scott Wilson, Crystal, like Russ, they're married.
What did she
They-
team USA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was Team USA. They went to Wichita State. She's one of
Yep.
2 women that has an 800 at nationals.
Yep.
Her and Wendy McPherson.
Wendy, yeah.
And then some guys on here that you may not know, but game 4, Trevor Baumgartner, Dylan Burns. Those guys throw it super sweet.
2 of the Topeka's best. I
Yeah.
mean, legitimately smoothest lefty you've probably seen.
Dylan's been bowling some regionals too.
Well,
right?
and David
Oh,
Halstead's
yeah.
bowling with Eric Fritton. So
Yeah, you're going to see some scores come from them
is
too. They just
ridiculous. And Craig Trapp is an old guy that gets it done, and that's not like even knocking him.
No.
He just won, or he's like 62 or 63,
yeah.
60-ish. He just won our city bowler of the year, like bowler, not senior bowler of the year, bowler of the year.
And then our top 10 tournament, didn't he win on that
Yeah, he won the senior side of the top 10.
with a 300 game?
Yeah.
So I mean, he just flat out gets it done. Proud to drill his bowling balls.
And then game 5, we've got Justin Thompson and Nick Campfield, which they both throw it super sweet. I always tell Nick, or I haven't told Nick, I've told a lot of other people.
Everybody else
If I
but
could
Nick.
throw it like Nick Campfield, I'd average 270s.
This
I
is
mean,
a
it's
very true
just
statement.
him and Justin Thompson throw it so sweet. And then we've got Hinge, Mark Henninger. He throws it weirder than I do, but man,
He
he
does too.
throws
Yep.
pins
He throws it weirder
around.
than Mark
He
Williams.
brings his hand right up here behind his head, and then he almost looks like he's not going to hit it at the bottom, and then it's
Just
it's
hits
spinning and
so
twisting and
much
whatever
power.
else, and
Yep.
just he's one of those guys that plays that splasher shot, like he plays to hit the pocket somewhere, and they just fly all over the place.
I've watched this
So-
guy put a 360 grid on an IQ tour on a short
Yeah.
pattern and play the middle of the lane. I mean, just insane what that guy can do with the ball.
Yeah, so it starts at 9:30 a.m. Central, and for the first 2 hours, you're going to see some nonsense. I mean, it's going to be basically a regional. Like a lot of these people, I know that Dylan Burns bowls regionals. I think Eric Fritton does too.
Yep.
I don't think Keith Hubert gets to him much anymore. Roger Petra and Brandon Martin, they kind of bowl regionals and kind of like occasional tour stops or something.
Petrin bowls a lot of the regionals in the Southwest, probably just about all of them. Martin will get in and But he'll travel New Mexico Open, bowl all those events. They bowl together at nationals and bowl almost.
Uber goes too, man. He goes to the New Mexico and all that stuff. Yep.
Those two made a run at the doubles at nationals this year last weekend. So they were 4th or something, but they had a solid run going into the 10 for the doubles league.
And Tom Patton used to be one of those guys that walk in anywhere around here and he'd take your money.
No matter what you did.
10, and he's still pretty good now. He's one of those guys that he'll kind of, he doesn't have one of those power games like you would just, like watching him you'd think, okay, well he's pretty good, but he doesn't just throw it 20 miles an hour and hit the living crap out of it. But he's one of those guys that is like, well holy crap, Patton just shot 260, 270, and he's in the top 5 of the tournament. He stays in the pocket constantly, and like I said, he used to be one of those guys that if he showed up at the tournament, he was going to take your money. Him and Mark Birkenbein would go around everywhere and just take people's money.
I watched him bowl a regional in Junction City a few months back, and he came out of the gate 230 with some Rico laid out trackball, and was just he was just explaining to everybody how the lanes were going to be by game 8, and he shot 230 or 240 game 1. And he was spot on, and that's a building that pair to pair looked a lot like the Flow Bowling stop today. Pair to pair was so tough, and he just knew it, and he knew where it was going to play, and he's just bowled everything in this area. So he's like the Chris Barnes of this current time frame. He just knows panels, and he knows what the building does on what pair, and just spins it like a top and gets it done.
Yeah.
He does spin it like a top.
Yeah, he's one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm even wearing a hat.
Flip the collar up. Boy, does he love urethane.
I know
he
he
loves
doesn't get
his
on the internet
urethane.
much, so.
He's one of those guys that hates urethane so much that he like has nightmares. He's like rolling around in his sleep going effing urethane. Yeah.
But he throws a caramel white dot.
Yeah. Man, so yeah, this is basically going to be it's basically going to be full of people that either bowl regionals or should be bowling regionals, or should be bowling full time, like Russ Wilson.
Dude,
He'd kill if he was bowling full time.
Yeah, if he was bowling full time, but he's just too good at whatever else he does.
Well,
so,
He was doing so much with the pro shop
single-handedly
stuff,
patented the
Chris
Jayhawk detox machine.
Yeah, and if you want to see his
worse,
wife bowl, type in my favorite shot to the search bar, and it's back from when she was on like the Queen show or something, playing the one board.
Smooth too.
Literally,
And it's got like 600 or 700,000 views on it. And she's one of those people that's just a stone cold killer too.
Yeah, don't care.
Yeah, like
they got a couple of kids and you can't even tell. Like you don't even see the parents in their eyes.
Man, they just like some people, you look in their eyes, you have kids, don't you? No, they just they're a power couple.
Yeah, but they
definitely
listen.
a power couple.
Yeah, they listen.
So anyway, that's the tournament tomorrow, and again, streaming bowling, 9:30 a.m. Central. We'll have 5 games of Baker in the morning. We'll stop and hopefully eat. Hopefully we can get lunch this year.
2 years in a row, we've got our ass kicked in the lunch area.
Oh man, it's there's the 60 teams, there's gonna be 120 people there, so.
Now we got a taco buffet or barbecue buffet.
Yeah, something like that.
They're gonna run out of food by the time we get there.
Hopefully we get.
If Anthony gets there first,
Bowl fast.
Now hold on.
Not just bowl fast. Well, everybody on our pair, we're definitely gonna be bowling fast. There's gonna be a lot of strikes going on there.
So that one's
hashtag
for
Francois.
Chris there. Do you think Brunswick will ever bring back the Nexus series or the Melee series? Those were 2 of the best Brunswick balls that he really likes.
Well, the Melee, I mean, that core is already in the edges.
Right, isn't
so
that
they pretty
the
much
series?
brought it back.
Yeah.
Now they're just putting different covers on it.
Fun facts, the more you know.
What did Sterner say? What was that? Tremendous
The,
Pearl was close to the Melee Jab too, he thought, with
Right, and
with
he
ball
also
reaction.
he said the cutting edge, the hybrid, actually is real close to the Melee Jab too. That was one of your favorite balls.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And it has the blue stuff.
Yeah. The more you know. Yeah, Halo's awesome. I'm going to talk about the Halo here in a minute, but I'm never going to get to throw it. I might shine the ever living crap out of it because that looked pretty good on TV
It did
today.
look pretty good.
I just don't know if there's any reason for. I'm probably going to take it tomorrow, but I'm probably not going to throw it. how did you guys get on your respective companies? We actually did a beer frame, a regular beer frame, talking about, I think it's called, so you want to be a staffer or something like that. And we tell the stories on that, so rather than us spend, it would take 10 or 15 minutes to tell the stories. So we actually have a beer frame on that, and I think I have a beer frame playlist on here. So if you go into my beer frame playlist, and go back, and there is a staffer episode.
Wasn't that one of our first ones?
Yeah, it was one of the first ones we did together. I think I did 2 or 3 beer frames before I started, before I added you in, but it was one of our first beer frames, just a regular episode, and we talked
I think
for.
we've done 3 since we added you in.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So we we had a whole episode about that, and we tell the stories about how we got on staff and what it's like to be on staff, and just all things being on staff. So, yeah.
Hashtag Storm is not the father.
Yeah, can we give the IQ tour to Brunswick? It does act like a Brunswick ball.
Actually, I hate to say the Meg 3.5 original that's actually discontinued rolls just like the IQ tour.
Yeah,
pretty close in numbers.
It really is.
Well, just like 900 Global, the
900
Truth
Global, the
Tour,
Truth Tour.
it's an IQ tour solid. Everybody kind of has their version of that.
Their version of that, how that rolls and how it works for pretty much everything.
Baker's Devil's Tourney in Harrisonburg, Virginia, November. So yeah, we're just really far from Virginia. Anthony, when are you gonna start doing ball reviews? That's a great question.
You know, I think I'm not
Nice.
going to ever, because at least you guys include me in your thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, I do a little bit with Facebook. I could do a little bit more, but my time restraints are so much different, working part-time and full-time, and running an extremely busy pro shop. So I don't get the time. I don't have any kind of camera other than a GoPro, so I can make some really weird-looking ball videos. And my head motion is super strange at the line, so you would literally see ball let go, foul line pins. I mean, it's just one of those, and you know, you really get videos off that. But I should spend some time and do that, and I imagine that's probably going to be in my near future. So watch for that for sure. It kind of goes with that other question I saw. As far as YouTube channels, I'm not sure about Chris.
Nope.
But I do not have one, but that's definitely on the list of things to do.
I usually do mine as write-up reviews instead of videos.
I do a lot of written reviews, so you can check out some of the major ball sites and just read some of the reviews. They have my name in them. You know, I proudly represent my company, companies, as we all do. So my name's on anything that you see me put out there.
He's on Facebook an awful lot too. So
You can see me on Facebook, and most of my reviews are on ball reviews.
Absolutely,
I
and
actually post a lot on there. My name's right on it.
if you send me a friend request and you're friends with Luke, more than likely I accept it. So feel free to absolutely send, Anthony Lockwood, last name's Lockwood. You can absolutely send me a friend request, and you can take a look at some of the single shot videos I put out just to kind of show some ball motion, for sure.
Live stream.
yeah, he spends a lot more time on Facebook. I spend most of my time on YouTube and our Discord channel that we have with the Patreon thing, and we actually have a general channel too. So if you want to search for the channel Storm Nation on Discord, we have a general channel too, where even if you're not a patron, we do have a private channel for the members, but we do have a general channel too for anybody that wants to sign up and come talk to everybody. So Tamer also does the same thing. He's got a general channel. If you haven't seen Tamer Bowling's ball reviews, he does some. He's not locked to one company like I am, or 2 companies, I guess. So he does ball reviews of a bunch of different stuff. So definitely check out Tamer Bowling as well if you haven't already. So he makes great reviews. So a couple more questions, and then I'll get to a ball here.
A couple more questions first, though.
Yeah. Hustle Link, tremendous half shot killer, and that's the funny thing is I need to get Hustle Link, tremendous half shot killer. I need to get another one, but my Loco Solid reacts so much like the Hustle Link, and I just
gonna have to go in and say for Luke right now it's the winner.
yeah the winner.
The winner is actually the house shot killer right now.
Yeah, and it actually looks really good. Like it looked good in Lawrence, and I had to put the Hustle Link away, or not the Hustle Link, the Loco Solid, because it was just back ending too much. And the winner gets just as easy length, but then it's slower on the back end, so it's easier for me to control my angles and shapes. And I think at Lawrence I can actually move left. Westridge is still just a little too soft on the back end when you get in
You switched to it over at Westridge also last night. It looked pretty good there.
Yeah,
too,
it looked good until the first couple frames of the third game, and then I missed my first 10 pin of the year.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks. Yeah.
Luke would be more than happy to assist me in most cases, but you can't even imagine the time he spends on this to make these happen. So.
I used to, but when I used to do the opinion videos, and part of the reason I don't do the opinion videos anymore because they were the most fun to make, but they were the most time consuming. Right. So whenever a ball came out, I would spend 40 hours in one weekend from start to finish. I would start at like 8 o'clock on Friday morning, and I would get stuff drilled. I would start getting video for it, and then I had to sit down and write the reviews, and then I got to start editing. And when you edit for 4 videos, it takes a minimum of 3 to 4 hours of video, especially with the little intro clips I do. I've got one of my favorite intro clips is on the Marvel Max SE. I should probably pull that up and play it for you guys right now. If everybody wants to go to my YouTube channel, I'm gonna at least play the Marvel Max SE the intro clip for it.
There you go. Throw that.
Yeah, we can throw it right at the camera. We'll show the ball motion.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, we'll talk about that one
right
next.
there.
Frozen music. Yeah, no, it's not going to show on there. We're just watching it on here. So.
Oh, we're just watching it.
Yeah, just sooner or later I'm going to figure out how to do that. I'm going to get like an HDMI splitter and we can watch it on there. But
welcome to another entry into the international series of
Crunch.
Marvel Max SE. My layout is 65 by 4.5 by 40.
Ooh,
Those twister pins right there.
Yeah. Look how deep we keep getting here.
Recently, but still not that recently, a jigsaw trap.
Yeah.
It's got that wax.
It's like, yeah.
That makes it feel
It even kind of has the
like
color.
polished solid
Yeah,
color
it's got
color,
that.
I have
Yeah,
to say.
it's got that jigsaw trap, and I really love my jigsaw trap.
Well, just like the way it flares over and it takes the color
Flips
kind of
over
takes
at
it
the
over.
Yeah. Anyhow.
It's up there for everyone.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so if you go to my channel, then I've got the Marvel Max SE. That's it right on the table right there. It is Nano Smooth Pearl cover stock and the Marvel Core. It's a formulation that we do not have over here in the States and will not have over here in the States. I think it just hooks so daggone much that I can't throw it. Ring the bell. It's almost time. It's almost time, and then we're going to get to the grand,
I hate to say it, I
epic.
think Luke's the one holding us up on this
Oh,
bell.
okay.
I've been trying to take it slow, so.
Yeah. But anyway, this thing, it looks awesome. It smells like blueberry. It's just way too awesome. Now, it's going to cost you $250 to $300, which I don't know if you want to output that on there, but man, it's the heaviest rolling storm ball I've ever thrown by a long shot.
I have to put this out here.
By
I just saw it.
long shot.
You dork. They're on your YouTube channel watching you.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, they're watching us watch a video. So as soon as I can get like an HDMI splitter and like click it over to something else and I can show what we're showing on the camera, or actually I could just unplug the HDMI from from that and then plug it into this and then take this screen. I actually use the Elgato here that I've got for the live streaming stuff. I do that a lot to get clips and videos and music and stuff off of YouTube that I use for
There you go,
my
Luke.
yeah.
You can talk about your ball now.
Yep. The halo.
You should play like Beyonce.
Yeah.
This is hard doing in reverse.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're going backwards.
Seeing if it's there.
Look,
Halo.
that's as good as it's going to get.
Yeah. The halo. It hooks a bunch, and I'm never going to get to throw it.
Cue Beyonce.
I actually need to do my 2-month review about the Intense Fire and the Matchup Black Pearl now because I've thrown the Intense Fire now enough that it's way better than I thought it was to begin with. It was kind of tricky to begin with because that cover is weird because it goes really long for how much it hooks and how much it finishes, but it doesn't flip, but it covers a lot of boards on the back end. And so it's one of those that I can just float right out of, and then it just kind of zips right down there, and then it goes 2 or 3 feet longer than I'm comfortable with, and then it just gets there and it throws pins everywhere. So it's one of those balls I can be firm with and just play that kind of fall back or straight through the middle splasher shot, and it pulls up and drives through the deck. So it's just and this is actually exactly what you think it is. It's like a cross between the no rules and the no rules exist, where the no rules exist was really round and even, and the no rules actually had quite a bit of, it was fairly sharp. It was kind of like a show off Sherlock shape without being quite as crazy as the Sherlock. Right. But this is right in the middle. It's got that It's got that nice kind of, it's not sharp, but it's very simple. It goes down there and then it just hooks.
Pretty much what the Exist was supposed to do.
Yeah, and that's what I said in my video. This is what the Exist was supposed to be, and it's a much better Exist, I think, just because of the cover. I think the cover on the Exist was the same as on the Daredevil Trick, which they were both good. Peak time. No thanks.
Maybe
But,
we want to peak.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the nano cover is it's just that good. So I've got a review up for it. I've got a video up for it. I don't think Tamer has a video up for it yet, but he's gonna be doing a video, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's the nano cover on a asymmetric core, and it's exactly what you would expect.
It's probably the only nano cover
Strong.
that I've seen that doesn't absolutely take the core over. You can
Yeah.
tell the core is still doing its thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just purely watching you throw it. But like watching Rocio throw it on TV for her title, you know, you could really tell when the core is done and the cover's still working, and vice versa. You know, so it's there. You could tell there's two different working pieces instead of just like a nano high road that was all nano cover.
Yeah, the vast majority of nano covers stuff like the IQ Tour Nano, the High Road Nano,
They start
most
up
of the
early.
stuff that has nano in it, you can tell it all looks the same. Idle, you can tell that that's a nano cover. This one is the core factors in quite a bit more, so it's a nice blend between the two. So
Yeah, for such a strong cover, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's
Strong
just
covers.
a product of the nano cover.
Right.
It's kind of
So-
angelic.
Sean wants to know if, since you're on Storm Roto Grip staff, and then do the other staffers get to use 900 Global balls yet?
No, they try to operate as two different companies. So because 900 Global does not have a spare ball, they get to use Storm spare balls.
Dario's
So,
using the soccer ball.
Yeah. So that is the one little loophole, and also the Storm staffers, we can use 3G shoes, and we can use Dexter shoes. Even though Storm has their own line of shoes, but they do let us because Storm actually owns Dexter.
Or
I
vice
think,
versa.
Or vice versa, yeah. Dexter actually produces Storm shoes. That's what it is.
And we kind of have the same thing. They prefer us to wear the hammer shoes, and honestly, I prefer them now, just with, you know, from the SSTs. I didn't try the 9s, but they prefer us to wear, obviously, the hammer shoes.
Yeah,
We
that's
can
with
wear
us.
Dexter.
They want us to wear the Brunswick shoes before.
Any roto grip ball that's close to the original lock. Okay, so we gotta go back a little bit now.
Pitch black, first
Anthony
urethane.
Chris. Okay, so we answered that. Pitch black, first urethane I've had in years. If I were to get a urethane, and I'm actually kind of contemplating it,
You
with
will.
as dry as everything is, probably gonna get a pitch black.
I'm
I
gonna-
think my shot, now that I'm kind of not trying to hit the ever living piss out of it.
I'm actually thinking about getting two.
ESPN. Royal 7, Indians 1. I haven't heard the wife squealing, so I
The
don't
Tactic
know what's
Control
going
has
on.
the terminal core, so it goes a little longer, and then the True Motion is what I'm going to drill up also, because it starts up
That
early.
True Motion's a weird
Yep.
urethane ball. It's
Uh,
shinable.
It is.
Yeah, never
It is.
picked up Winter and IQ Gold for winter. Never used IQ Gold. It's a half shot killer. Yeah, it's a half shot killer.
Ask
So-
Wes Malott. He loves that ball.
I just watched the My Favorite Shot video. And I don't think I could ever play on the second board. That's impressive. It is seriously impressive. And
On
she just gets it.
It's under
And
pressure.
you can tell. You just look at the stone cold. Oh my God! It's just you can tell that she's there to just take your money and
Yep. Go home.
Like-
man.
I mean, there's almost a kill your children kind of look. I
Dude,
like Crystal.
I swear to God, I almost just said that. I literally almost just said she wants to take your money and kill your children.
and then go home.
Oh my God!
And take your money again.
She looks like Tilda Swinton from the Chronicles of Narnia movie, where she was the
That was a long time. I
yeah.
almost blew that over. I almost blew that over.
Man.
That meat almost went everywhere.
Yeah, she's about to turn animals into stone. Man,
The bad guy in Thor.
but she's just so ice cold.
And
it's
she
like-
is so awesome to talk to.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Like this person to person, she laughs, she jokes, and she just lives like the fullest life, and you know,
They're
it's awesome.
yeah, they're actually disgustingly awesome. The Wilsons are just,
Fantastic people.
man, they're epic. Okay, so see you guys in the morning. Got soaked in the hot tub. Yep, Brian. Yeah, we
You're probably already in there.
We worked for a couple hours on. Ryan's got some. His knees are kind of getting to him, and so we were trying to work on some stuff. He stands up. He gets into a nice little crouch, but then as soon as he lets the ball go, he really gets down on that knee, and so we were trying to relieve some of the strain on his knees. So we got him lower, and I moved him up just a little bit closer to the line, and we tried to get his release a little bit smoother so that he could just kind of glide into it. And I think we made some progress, but yeah, it's gonna. We worked for 2 solid hours, and he's got 10 games tomorrow in that tournament. So
Right.
any rotor grip ball that's close to the original lock. I don't even know. If you took
That was
the
a hybrid that was sanded, right?
yeah, if you
Yeah.
took the Daredevil Danger 2000, it's similar shape, but it's not going to be similar strength.
Right.
I really can't. The Danger has a similar shape, but it's not asymmetrical. It's not nearly as strong of a cover. It's just
I think our line.
Well, I was just
shape-wise,
thinking about the Matrix Solid as kind of a.
the
No.
Paradox. The Paradox was
is
basically
also
the lock.
going to be really,
Yeah,
really
but
close.
it was.
But for the current releases, you know, the Matrix
Yeah.
Solid's like a step down.
Is the Paradox black still in production?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
okay, the Paradox black would probably be the closest. Honestly, I mean, if we're being
You're looking at a hybrid with the
there's-
sanded.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's no roto grip ball. There's
Same
no
kind of
storm
roll.
ball that I wouldn't even.
Pretty
There's
close.
not
And
a
I had the original lock.
there's not a storm ball that even shapes like. Well, if you took the Intense to 2000 or 3000,
The original?
the original Intense,
You might have to go a little further than that.
I have
Yeah.
to go 1,000.
Might have to go
Yeah,
1,000 by hand.
It's a strong. Yeah, if you went 1000 or 2000 by hand, you could probably get pretty close with the original Intense. But that's the only thing I can think of in the lineup, either lineup, that's going to be close to the lock. So, yeah, gold ball. I never had one. It'd be nice if Chad would send me one since he likes to tease me. Keep talking about some of those awesome overseas balls like the IQ Tour Rising and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I got a case of them right next to my
It's
desk.
right here. I'm actually touching
nice.
this.
Yeah.
Rubbing both. Check.
Yep. Chris, what's your opinion on the Edge Solid? That's the black one, right? To be honest, I kind of want one. Liz Culkin made it look awesome. The Edge Solid does look.
It does look really good.
Yeah, it's-
I've been throwing it in league a lot, and actually even here I have to put it up the third game because it still kicks on the back end a lot. Clears the heads real good.
And we're assuming that they're talking about the cutting edge, right? Because the original Edge Solid was pretty.
The original
good.
Edge Solid was real tame, but real mid lane. So if they're talking about that one real mid lane.
I'm not sure that there's a bad edge available.
Correct.
The edges, including the pearl and the new cutting edges.
And the new hybrid, the cutting edge hybrid, very strong
It's-
ball. That's gonna be.
It's
It's
basically
been underrated already.
It's like a Brunswick version of the IQ line or the Black
Right.
Widow line or something like that. They're just
Correct. It has the melee.
They're
core.
dragging it
Melees
out
were-
and getting
were
as
really
much-
good. Now
Yeah.
they're gonna put a new name on it.
yeah. It's
New
just
covers.
very simple stuff. They're not.
Yep.
They're not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything. They're just making stuff that they know is going to work and that they know is going to be good. So,
Michael Myers. I'm going to stop there. I'll let you take it.
Show LeBlanc who's the man tomorrow.
From Michael Myers.
From Michael.
That sounds like if we don't do it, we're
How
going
good are
to
the new? Yeah, they need beer. Where's the beer assistant? The beer assistant is
She's
right
right
here. Man, I
here.
get fresh glasses.
It's because no one else is drinking.
Yeah.
Glass while you drink from one.
Yep.
It's a little pretty.
This stuff.
Thank you.
This is another wild sour.
It is.
Flanders red, and this is very close. It's a little bit sharper, but it's very close to my personal favorite ever, New Belgium La Folie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
This stuff is,
Expired.
yeah, actually,
Actually, it is.
no,
Yes, it
it's not
is.
expired. I don't even-
5/22/18.
No, I didn't give a heck, Susan. Mine says 522 something, but this is gonna be epic. Hey, it's just aging. It's just aging.
It's aging.
It's aging. It's
We do have 6 of these.
Yeah,
Aluminum
sour
barrel
ale
aging.
offering
Hopefully it's
initial. Well, we only have 4 of these. We have 6 of the pink vapors.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we've got another round of pink vapors. Initial impression of tart cherry candy dissipating into a complex palette of bright acidity with a backbone of caramel and
Really?
biscuit malt and minimal hop character.
It's got
Might
more of
have
a
some
longer.
extra
The
acid in there.
dry wine.
I'm
I'm
What?
not gonna
Might
lie,
have
that's
some
a
extra acid in
that is
there.
a lot better than that blueberry mead we just had.
I'm telling you, this is La Folie
Really good.
It's definitely sharper.
It's sharper,
Yep.
but it's got dry wine-like finish, accentuates the complex malt profile and bright fruit notes, showcasing this brilliant red-colored interpretation of a
You get
Belgian-style
the color.
You should
Flanders.
hold the can next to your face.
It's the only one that's not red.
No, look, hold the can next to your face.
Well,
Well, then
It's the
really
same
not.
color
Just
as
like
his
red.
sunburn. His skin is the same color.
Yeah,
He was showing the
I
orange
spend
side,
time
so
on
it's
the
the
orange side.
face hair.
yeah.
I was calling you a dork because you kept telling people to go to your YouTube channel,
Oh,
not
yeah, I know.
watch
Oh, we
this.
got it.
Well, yeah, they got to go to the they're on my video
Yeah,
on
but
my
why are
YouTube
you telling
channel.
them to go there when they're already there watching you now?
Well, they're on the video. They're not on the channel.
They'd have to go to your channel to get the video.
Correction from earlier. Open another window. Go to YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Search for Luke Rosdahl.
$10. We got $10 from somebody. Oh, it's Shay. I know it's Shay. What it is?
There it is.
This is course all day. Been drinking all day. Stop by to add the ball fund. Peace. Thanks, Shay.
Thank you.
Shay always gives me $10. Yeah.
Got in
Yeah.
the little bidding war last go around.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it was Shay and James Niffen.
James, yeah.
No idea where James is at.
They could have put.
Your secretary
Yeah.
that replaced me.
I took care of him.
I like how they say
Can't
it's
be
red.
replaced.
But
Yeah.
it's actually like, for exact color of beer, look at can.
Yeah.
And then look at the beer.
Not really.
It's like literally the
That
same.
looks like an amber. That just looks like
It
an
does.
amber ale.
It does.
Period.
I got a little bit of Hello Kitty coming into that.
Yep. Mistle, what you does, Mistle? You're gonna knock over some stuff, Dog Bear. You're not Dog Bear.
You're not. Dog bear's over here.
Yeah.
I Mistle. Yep. You fun? You have fun? Okay. Hi, Panda Bear.
I felt so bad just a little bit ago. They were just whining at me. I didn't know why. I forgot to feed them. I fed you guys and I forgot the dogs.
Yeah.
But they
They'll-
got some pot pie. I
they'll
gave
be
them some pot
okay.
pie.
I did earlier.
The husky
Yeah.
is a little husky.
Little husky.
Yep.
She is, no, she's not. That is all fluff.
So Shay, if you got anything that you want us to talk about, we'll add that to this. You're absolutely
Yeah, you
next
always.
up if you got a topic.
Yeah, you always take care of us on when we get on these live streams. So takes care of me on Patreon too. So very, very much appreciate Shay. Hi, Dog Bear. What? Arf, arf. You want some? It's really good.
It is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Don't pitch that.
Yep,
She
it's
said
gonna.
butter.
I know, Dog Bear. Mm-hmm. Oh, Pan Bear.
Oh, look, you got a dog that's alcoholic.
Yeah.
now.
Oh, roar, roar, roar. Mm-hmm.
Coffee-
Good Panda Bear.
coffee,
Okay, go get Mama.
Yeah.
Come on,
Coffee.
go get Mama. And don't knock anything over.
They were going to.
Okay, so yep. Thanks a bunch, Shay. We really, really appreciate
Are
it.
you
Now we
getting
got,
hot?
huh?
Am I getting what?
Are you getting hot?
I've been hot. Oh, you mean temperature?
No, don't take it all off.
Oh, and they're gonna need more than $10 for that.
I'll give you more than that.
Oh,
Keep
look,
it
you got a
on.
special fan just for
Hey.
yourself.
Yeah.
We're gonna let anybody bid in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
$10.
Okay.
Take a
I
shirt
already
off.
said, Luke,
11
you
again.
can wear a Brunswick shirt real quick.
Okay.
Just give us some money for not you.
How good are the new Hammer bowling shoes, and do you wear them?
I do wear them. I actually like them a lot. KR Strike Force makes a really great product. The Ortholite on the inside of the shoes is probably the most comfortable shoe I've put on, and there's no hiding that I'm the biggest dude in the room often. So when you're talking about footwear, it's pretty important for me, especially, being active in any way, to be really comfortable plus functional. And I've yet to have any trouble. I mean, not even, a thing that I can think of. I really do like them a lot, and I would absolutely recommend them anybody who wants interchangeable heels and soles, any kind of high performance shoe.
And I still wear the TPUXs, which
Right.
has the same
Yeah.
Ortholite and everything.
Same
else.
company made them, just when they switched partners, they stopped making them.
I don't need a new pair of shoes, but I'm getting ready to get those new SP 903s,
The
the
silvers.
silver and kind of baby blue ones, the metallic baby blue ones. Those look sweet. I don't need a new pair of shoes because I got a pair of the 9s when they came out, and they're, other than having minor little cracks in the area and the grooves,
The grooves.
the grooves where they all split. But I've had mine for like 3 or 4 years and they're fine. So. And let's see. Iron Global is made at Storm's production facilities. They actually
Certain bowling balls.
because the plant in San Antonio that used to be the Columbia 300 plant in San Antonio. They only have the ability to make
Is it 2-color bowling balls? 3-color. 3-color there?
Yeah, the 3-color.
Yeah.
I've got a plug-in over here. So.
I was just, yeah, we don't need it.
Bam. Oh, okay.
But we can save it.
Yeah.
We have
Well, you'll
We
need
might
it.
need it. If we
You'll
do
need it
another
tomorrow,
pink.
so can you go ahead
Yeah.
and plug it in someplace and charge
Yeah.
it, please?
If we need another pink paper, we might need it.
Yeah.
Plug
Plug it in,
Shoot a couple
charge
of
it.
these in the morning
Bam.
and just get loose.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have that tomorrow for you guys when you're going.
But 900 Global actually makes the 2-color bowling balls down in San Antonio. They also make storms, tropical storms,
Tropical
and
storms,
the
yeah.
ices are made in Korea, I believe.
Did they make the mix down there too?
Yeah, they make the mixes.
Oh.
All that feeding each other.
Yep. But yeah, so 900 Global makes all their 2-color stuff down in San Antonio and some of Storm's lower end stuff. But they also Storm makes their 3-color stuff because they don't have the equipment set up to make 3-color bowling balls down in San
I'm not
Antonio.
sure most people understand how crucial that process is, like the pour process, and how hard that really is to do.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's actually done in a separate facility. You know, it's important to have partners like that can do it, because you know everybody's making 3-color, and then Storm's got the intensifier with that
Which is
magical 4th color mix thing.
Yeah.
Whatever powder cocaine they put
My
in
guy,
there.
Chad McClain.
What else
Yep,
we got?
intensifier is great. Anthony, you're buying the Hammer pink breast cancer shoes.
No.
Sweet.
No.
Frosty
Frosty. I am a pink fan. You know, Hello Kitty's big pink. I mean, pink's always been a color that I like. So I would love to wear them. But I literally just bought these other forces. And I just can't justify spending the money to get the other ones.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't help participate in breast cancer awareness, but I just don't need another pair of shoes.
I'll be buying the new Team Brunswick shoes.
Okay.
Your
Frosty
Brunswick
glass.
white
Yep.
ones.
Frosty been in the freezer. Heart angel. Yep. Everyone needs an angel. Yep. She delivers the beer.
And kicks people's ass
While he's throwing the halo.
without pushing.
George, Dan just got in trouble. I rang a bell to get my drink refreshed, and my wife told me to go do something with myself.
I gotta start being more strategic about my drinking times.
Yeah. HP2 line, which is the best house shop ball in the lineup. I have an all-out show off already. I tried to get
Isn't that
$10,
pretty much
but
all
couldn't
that's in
figure it
that
out.
line?
Just hit the money side.
Yeah, sign up for Patreon. That's a lot easier to do, I think. HP2 line, which is the best house shop ball in the lineup. That's tough because they don't really have many balls left in the lineup anyway because they just discontinued everything. I think all they have left is the show off in the winter right now because they discontinued the Reckham and the All Out.
And
So,
the winner is technically like HP 4 material.
Yeah, it's more of an HP 3 ball. As a matter of fact, I kept screwing up when I was recording my audio for the winter because I kept calling it an HP 3 ball because I just got it in my head that it's an HP 3 ball because it has HP 3 numbers. It looks like an HP 3 ball. It should be an HP 3 ball, but
But
it's
we
an
charge you
HP 2, so
HP2
it's
pricing.
just so it's just weird. So Tropical Heat was the best entry ball. I miss mine so much. So in 12 pounds, I can't throw it anymore. The Hybrid Tropical Storm is kind of close because I like Hybrid Reactor a lot better than Pearl and Solid Reactor. Pearl Reactor and I have never really got along, but can they just remake the Paradigm, please, and the Prodigy and whatever else? So
Will asked earlier, I didn't even see this. Grips or no grips?
yeah,
I noticed we went past that just now. It's kind of
Yeah.
going through it. I might be the only guy that doesn't. Ever.
yeah,
I
No
tried no
grips.
grips and I'm back to grips.
yeah.
That's just me.
I've tried grips and went back to no grips. And I don't bevel or anything. I like it pretty sharp right out of the press. So
I could probably go no grips now, but I just have gotten used to them. I really like I use the Turbo Ice Classics or the Quad Classics Ice. They're super tacky, so I can be a lot softer with my hand and not try to actually. They're so tacky that they grab my fingers. All I have to do is just kind of float right out of the ball.
They are
So.
real tacky.
Yep. All right. So who's next on the? We got a couple more. balls to talk about, and then we're
There you
probably
go.
not too far from
Here's
wrapping this
here's
up
your
here. We've
money
been
ball
going almost 2 hours, so
Decent.
we'll talk about some balls, answer a few more questions maybe, and
I got a
Diesel.
little bit more game time on this one, so you may not see the labels quite as well. Diesel Torque, the second ball on the Diesel line, the remake of the Diesel line. Honestly, probably like when you'd see like Deadpool 2. It's my version of Deadpool 2. It's just, it was anticipated, and it was just as good as you wanted it to be when I threw it. I have not thrown this ball and disliked anything about it. It's much stronger in the front and mid part of the lane than the original Diesel being a hybrid, without sacrificing any kind of continuation through the pins. And that's really tough saying just based off of the layout that I chose,
The old Rico route.
known as Rico.
Rick Hamlin, shout out.
Also, I guess gonna get, you can't really zoom, but you'll see there's no inserts. Much smoother layout for me. Balls with this layout, I have to be really particular with what balls I put this layout on. But typically your mid-range symmetrical and almost always a solid. I haven't had much, luck with pearls or hybrids with that. But however, last time I had a Rico ball at this tournament, you and I went a long ways in this tournament. So I'm really going to call upon this ball to make us some money tomorrow. But, just back to it, it's got everything you'd expect a mid-range symmetrical ball to have. Smooth, real rolly in the fronts, but it just has a little bit more pop down lane than you would typically expect. Buddy of mine, Dylan, on his Facebook page, his last name escapes me at this point, doesn't do much good obviously, said he hasn't seen a ball hook this much ever, which is incredible out of Springfield because you bowl in one house and it hooks, in the other house it doesn't. And he's just absolutely getting a ton of lane on the fresh house pattern with this particular ball. The colors are really vibrant. The orange really pops. I'm a huge fan of orange color. The gray and the black. I really wish the original Gauntlet would have had these colors, because it does kind of have the overall look of that, but the orange pops. Really cool going down the lane. And this is a ball that I will probably go to first out of the bag quite often, just to kind of see where I'm at with the lane, what the lanes are going to give me, because it's strong enough that if I'm on 48 feet tomorrow, I'm probably going to have some ball motion, but I could probably also throw it on 38 feet and still have enough early ball motion to not, overhook in the late part of the lane. So I'm really excited about this one. I try to share my excitement because I really believe this is the best ball Hammer's producing currently, and obviously with their newer releases, it's easy for staffers to say how good stuff is, but I really like this ball a whole bunch.
And it's got great shelf appeal.
It does have great shelf appeal and 3-year warranty, so it will sit on the shelf a long time if need be, and then, that 3-year thing.
3-year warranty.
Oh my God! Don't say shelf appeal. Oh.
It's one of those cliches because everything. If you watch most staffer videos or read most staffer reviews, everything is clean through the heads, very strong in the mid lane, continuous on the back end, and it's got great shelf appeal.
Great shelf.
Yep.
Those. I mean, that's the formula of how to make a great staffer video or review.
Or review,
It's just
yeah.
really clean through the heads, but it revs up really strong through the mid lane, and it's continuous off the deck, and man, it has great shelf appeal. Cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Cool.
The first ball out of the bag, house pattern or otherwise, and then I'll go from there.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I'm getting called names already.
Oh man. Mr. Bill is it's very tongue in cheek. Very tongue in cheek.
It looks like he needs to put his tongue in somebody else's cheek. Let's go ahead and put this ball back in the bag.
You're putting it back in?
Before we
Yeah.
beat up.
All right.
You can't deal with the shelf appeal.
Nice.
Shelf appeal. Shelf appeal.
Should have never said shelf appeal.
Yeah. I'll have to mention
Continuous
that.
shelf appeal.
Christopher Radical stuff. If so, can you have him compare the Radical Ridiculous, like the OG Ridiculous,
Yeah.
to
To what?
Is like the cutting edge solid. Like the original Ridiculous was the black one with the pink
Correct.
labels, right?
Oh yeah,
I can
that ball
actually,
was good.
yes.
It was really good, actually.
That whole
Compared
series
to it,
was
I
good.
would say same amount of hook, but different parts of the lane. I could get that ball, the original Ridiculous, to roll up in the mid lane and control on more of the, like, say the bear pattern. I could throw it on the bear where it would hit that 40 feet instead of snapping off. It would roll up nice and smooth. Whereas the cutting edge solid that I have, it's got a lot more pop on the back. It's
Okay.
more, it clears the heads and pops the back.
So yeah, and the last part of the question: what ball is more flipping, continuous? So you'd say the cutting edge solid.
Cutting
is
edge.
More, okay.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Now they want a Ridiculous core that pops on the back like that. It's gonna be the new Beyond Ridiculous Orange. I mean,
Mhm.
that thing goes dead straight pretty much, and then just snaps off in the last 10 feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, watch Throwbot throw it.
Yeah. Ryan Ford that I coached today actually has one of them. It's pretty smooth, but it's really easy down the lane. He says it's
Yeah.
one of the balls that doesn't hook a whole lot for him, but watching him throwing at Westridge, it just goes,
snapped it,
goes,
yeah.
and then yeah.
And it's
really,
awkward to watch because the flare and the colors don't change. It
Right.
constantly looks
Right.
like a flashing light that's just going down the lane, but it doesn't. You can't see it turn over.
this is true.
Okay.
The orange.
Sorry if it's been talked about late to the party, but where does the bias fit into Brunswick's line? We talked a little bit about quantums, but we didn't really talk about where the bias would fit into Brunswick's line as far as reaction. So where does the quantum bias fit, like overall in the Brunswick?
Overall, hook, I would say it matches up kind of with the Kingpin line, but it's going to give you, on that one, it's made to go a little farther with the RGs a little higher, making that an asymmetric core, and whereas the Kingpin rolls up early, kind of gives you that just early reaction for longer patterns, whereas the quantum bias is going to open up the lane a little bit more and have more back end, even on the longer patterns with the 1000 grit out of box.
Mhm.
It'll be
It
able-
is strong. It definitely has a strong shelf appeal in its white color.
It's white and does get dirty, but it also cleans off real easy.
They do clean up well.
I don't know. George, that's an easy one. Best Utah ball hybrid that's somewhat controllable, intense fire. It's the Code Red's really controllable, but it's a little smoothish on the back end. That core is just a little too strong for the cover. Daredevil Danger is whatever. Yeah. The Hypercell Fused is great, but it's more power than control. Intense Fire is just that nice blend of everything. I'm really liking R3S Hybrid.
And I would put up that you're taking this out of box, because I'm wondering if that fuse would have looked a little better on the house pattern with a little bit of surface. Because
It
when I
would
see it on
have.
tour
Yeah.
with surface, that ball looks so much better than it does out of box.
I would not throw it out of box, honestly, and that's the one thing where I didn't try to keep using it. I'm like, well, this ball, actually, watching Marshall, can't throw it, and everybody has it like 2,000 or 3,000. But I'm absolutely not throwing that on a house shot. There's no reason to chew up a house shot any faster than you have to. And if I can't throw something shiny, it's probably not going to get thrown a whole lot.
Hashtag Nick Canfield.
Yeah. Quantum bias. How long does it stay white? About a game.
Not even a game.
Until you
Maybe-
put yellow lines on it.
Well, this is
compared
true.
to-
As you map it out with a yellow pencil, the yellow lines will be on there.
Yeah.
I almost
Compared-
guarantee you don't hit the white lines.
Compared to Idle Please, the quantum bias and Idle are pretty similar. They shape pretty similar. I think the
idle might be a touch longer.
yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
definitely longer, which it's not very long, but you can see it from some of the pros when they get on longer, heavier patterns. It does go just a hair bit too long, and so I think that's why they really like the Idle now, because on some of those heavier, longer patterns, even though it's a very strong cover and a very strong core, it's still symmetrical, so it just does not have the torque that ASIMs have. So, yeah. Mastermind series better than Kingpin series. It has better shelf appeal. Mastermind Scholar, though.
The Scholar.
Oh my, that's
was
one
great.
That's one of the
That's
best
probably one of the
looking
best
balls.
bowling balls, actually, I think.
Well,
overall,
yeah,
versatile-wise.
Mastermind
Yeah.
Scholar is one of the best looking balls and one of the best balls.
And actually, the Einstein was pretty good too.
Yeah.
The pinkish purple.
Pinkish purple with the
Mhm.
silver and all that.
I think probably the
Kingpins
strategy
aren't
would
too
have been
bad
my
though. I
favorite
mean,
group.
the original Kingpin had good coloring and rolled real good.
I like the Max a little better. I like
Max
the
had the
green.
blue and the green. The
Yeah.
green really popped. And really, I mean, you can't go wrong with the all gold. I mean, that's the SE coming out, Kingpin. I mean, it's all gold.
Yeah, they're the Brunswick's the last one to get in line with the old gold.
No, they're not. They're the first. They have the
Nah,
Rhino Pro.
see, nah,
Rhino Pro Gold.
nah, we're talking about today. That was more like
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the second
brown.
the second or third round of the gold stuff.
Yeah, it is.
the current.
Current.
That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Current. But what other ball did you bring?
Yeah, that
Well,
was.
we already
yeah,
talked
we,
about it.
Yeah,
I brought
everything yours?
I brought the cutting edge solid, so we've already kind of talked about that.
Yeah, you can plop
I mean,
it
we
up
can
there.
Plop it
but,
up there. We pretty much talked about it.
Yeah,
The
we
unique thing
talked
about
about it.
this-
Go ahead and plop it up there, and we'll talk about it.
It's not really black.
It's brown.
It's more brownish.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. So yeah, you can actually see that one a lot better on the
Yeah, the color pops a little bit.
yeah cutting edge.
But it's got a real like brown tint to it, almost
It
like
does.
caramel
Yeah.
kind of tint.
Kinda
But you
tints it.
really don't see it unless you're in the light, and it's not with these.
Like if you put it next to the black quantum, it definitely you can see the brown on it because we actually
In
had
a
that
bowling
in the
bag,
same
it looks
thing.
really
looks
brown.
really brown in there.
Scandal S versus Code X.
Oh, isn't the S the hybrid?
The
That's
new
the
hybrid, yeah.
Code X is a solid.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not really quite comparable when you consider them side by side. The Scandal S is definitely cleaner, but it's built to be cleaner. However, the Code X is extremely clean for an asymmetric solid. Strength-wise, the Code X got it on overall strength. But I drove my Scandal S pinned down, was one of my favorite layouts anyway. So mine, I really don't get a ton of motion out of mine, purely based off ball speed and tilt. But it's been really good for me on all sorts of stuff. So probably just as versatile.
Recently won a Turmoil Solid in a ball giveaway.
Great
Somebody
ball.
has the Helix and double Helix sitting in my basement. Yeah, the
Jeez.
Helix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
send them to me.
yeah. Recently won a
I mean,
Turmoil Solid,
seriously.
mainly throwing Storm and Roto. What would you compare the Turmoil Solid to in the Storm Roto line?
Terminal is solid.
Man, that's Daredevil Trick probably.
Yeah.
What about the matchup black?
Now it's a little stronger.
Yeah, it's a little stronger. The matchup, the
Solid
Black Pearl
is-
is really even throughout the whole lane. The Idol's kind of even. The Turmoil has a little more
Has
of
more-
that,
A
a little more
length-
chug,
length
and just a
with-
little
yeah.
more shape on the back end. So I'm thinking Daredevil Trick is what it's close
Don't
to.
eat it, you millennials.
Interesting.
It's the Tide Pod ball.
Everybody
Turmoil's
tries
very
to
strong and
smell
chuggy, but rolly. So it's the Sherlock is really a bunch of back end. Like the Sherlock is a ton of back end for a solid.
I think Code X beats that one in back end motion, in my personal opinion.
Heck
Storm guy.
that, Borkin.
Don't call me Borkin.
Yeah. And
Borkin's
we're
over
going to
there.
take a pause to show Anthony what the Sherlock is all about in case he forgot.
He didn't forget.
Whoops. Okay, so
Do
we're
you
going to...
think Luke has more of experience in this back end area?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That's his wife ass joke
Yep.
from his wife.
Oh my God, Becky.
I was going to request that you have everybody submit their final questions and you guys just ran.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap it up.
We are.
Okay,
I know, but I'm
Sherlock.
They need to submit.
Bam.
Everything looks like that at Westridge.
I was about
Well,
to
bam.
say the same. That is Westridge, right? That is Westridge, right?
Well, bam. Senior
that a-
shot.
Did you get a special edition diesel torque with blue in it? What is
Yeah.
that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Heck and Sherlock, just kind of chuck it right and watch it back end.
But you can also do that with anything at Westridge.
Yeah.
I think I've seen his bias do that. When he
Yeah.
I think it looks the same.
I thought that ball was
Anyhow.
white.
I thought it was white.
All right, so we're gonna try to finish. It's the biggest hooking ball on the market. Might actually be the Sherlock. I think the Katana Dragon's really
The
close,
dragon's
too.
really strong.
Really strong.
That bias is really strong. The Sherlock for sure. But man, that alias hooks a lot too. I know
Yeah.
there's not a lot of those out there, and it's a hybrid.
Raleigh hooks a bunch.
But that ball hooks a lot too, with a super strong mass bias, like the rest of them. That's up to every ball has a really big asim ball. You know, the new Savage is supposed to be a lot like that. The Tactics will be a little step down.
No, you should say that too. I think Track is Ebonite's version of Storm, because the Paradox line was kind of lock-ish.
Lockish, yeah.
The Paradox and the Lock were basically the same ball. The Alias and the Sherlock are basically the same ball. The Mako was
Ooh, that's sure.
Yeah.
That's like
I know
That's
what he's gonna say for
Sherlockish.
our,
I mean,
our
that's a
version. it's
Mako
the,
attack.
Radical line.
Mako
think the
Attack was
Mako-
like a code black.
yeah. Well, I think it was like a better snap lock.
The Katana was in code black.
Well, Katana.
Yeah,
Well, the
pretty much
Katana,
was
the
a code
Katana
black.
was supposed to be a code black.
Right.
Little known fact.
Yeah, the slash was
Had
never supposed to be.
Radical basically said we need a ball reaction like the code black, so they made the Katana.
And since they have Throwbot, they can get really close.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think
It
they
rolls
should
really
have
good, too. all the Katana line, really.
Throwbot versus Earl.
Best ASIM Pearl in all of your opinions on the market as of now? That's a great question.
That's a really great
Ace
question.
Pearl?
Best ASIM Pearl.
For us, it's going to be.
That's really tough because all we have out right now is the Intense, and it's good if you have the head oil, but it looks absolutely awful if it doesn't. If you can't get it 40 feet down the lane before it starts working,
I'm going to
it
say
looks terrible.
for us, it's probably the Katana.
Mhm.
I
It's
think
a
that's,
ASIM
I don't
Pearl,
think
that's
you have
probably-
anything else that's even.
Ace and Pearl, other than the new Kingpin, which I haven't thrown yet. I mean, it might be real good. It's Ace and Pearl, but I would say the Katana.
Yeah, the Kinetic Amethyst is getting a lot of positive looks. So I do like the idea. I haven't thrown one. I really like the original Emerald. But there's also the new Precision from Track, which is your big ASIM Pearl, your super strong ASIM Pearl. You know, my sales representative, Tyson Brannigan, just shot 300 with his the other day. A couple ladies on the show last week got to put them on tour, on TV with some Surface. So, is that another $5? Is that the original $5?
George Guinea.
I guess we'll
Thank
stop
you,
talking about the
George
Precision, George.
Yeah, the floor is yours. The floor is yours, George. Just have to wait for.
Well, hold on, George, a little bit. Oh, that's a different
And
George.
George Mathis, yep. Best Ebonite ball I ever owned was the original Kinetic.
That ball was solid. I made
Yeah.
a lot of money with that
Best
ball.
Ebonite ball I ever had was the Vortex. I love that thing.
The original
The
V2,
original V2.
that ball was awesome.
I'm trying to think. I think I had the Savage Flip,
Actually, the Vortex.
and I didn't
was
throw
sweet,
Ebonite
V2
again for.
sweet.
I'm not.
The Pearl, that was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Savage Flip might be the only Ebonite ball I've ever actually owned. I was into Hammer for a while. I was into Brunswick for a while. I always wanted the Track Phenom when they had the Phenoms and the Freaks out. I
The Freak
always
out.
wanted those, the Freak and the Freak out.
I had the Crunch
And the
Time, which
Phenom.
was
What was the
really
red ball?
the Freak. The Freak
It
out.
was the Mission.
The Mission. The
Yeah.
original
Oh,
Mission
I
was
wanted
really
a
good.
Mission. Never had a Mission.
I just redrilled Zach Winrick's old Mission for his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red one was really good.
The Mission Black, the Black Mission.
Mine's absolutely the original Game Breaker. I had an unreal amount of success with that ball right off the press.
Super Idle Fund.
So nice.
Thank you, George.
But yeah, the original Game Breaker, for sure, my favorite Ebonite ball, no doubt about it.
No love for Motive in this room, I see. Well, they used to make good stuff.
Genesis makes good KT tape.
This is very true.
Oh man,
Very true.
I used to. I actually was throwing Motive before I signed my
Before
Storm
Motive was
contract, and the only 3 balls I needed again: Covert Revolt, Signature, Tribal, the Silver Tribal. I did not need to throw anything else because the Covert Revolt covered everything. Soupy, the Signature covered everything in between, and the Tribal covered way more stuff than it should have.
To be quite honest, the new stuff, from what I've seen, all has pretty much the same motion.
It's kind of got that thing where Radical has like 2 shapes. They have their one shape, and then they have the fixes. And then Motive has one shape with everything. It's kind of funny where the bigger ends, the higher end stuff doesn't really hook much more than the lower end stuff. Like the Venom Shock out hooks most of their
top
stuff.
So
I'm looking for a good medium oil ball, Venom Shock. This hooking.
I'm looking for a good light oil ball, Venom Shock. I'm looking for a great heavy oil ball, Venom Shock. So yeah. Drill 3 Venom Shocks, put 3 different layouts on them, and do some different cover prep, and that's the only motive ball that you need to own. Luke, what do you use on a fresh half shot in your center and league currently? The Intense Fire, if I can get away with it. The Intense Fire, the Winter are really the only things I'm using right now, and that's the funny thing is the Winter is okay. It's kind of the flip. The Winter and Daredevil Danger are both a couple of balls I hate, but would work very well in tandem. Like if I threw the Winter until I couldn't throw it anymore and then pulled the Danger out.
I hope maybe you're thinking about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
He is.
I am taking, well, and we can talk about that. I am taking 8 balls tomorrow. Normally I don't like to take any more than 6, but because of the 2 different shots, there's a 40-foot pattern, a 48-foot pattern. So I'm taking 8 balls, and I know exactly what I'm taking. So the Idol's definitely going. The Marvel Max SE is definitely going. The Hectic is going. The Loco Solid's going. Codex, maybe.
Every time you don't take it, you wish you didn't hit it with 3,000.
Yeah, the Codex is definitely going. IQ Tour is obviously going. The Intense Fire is going. The Winter, I'm sure, is going. I probably won't get that one out tomorrow, but it definitely is going. And then there's a couple more that I'm going to fill out the bag with. So I'm kind of
I think that's a really good way to end this on, going with what's in the bag, except for EJ Tackett the Storm. He wouldn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. He wouldn't know how to deal with balls that actually hook and have back end.
Ask Ronnie Russell about that. So, Adam, real quick before I get into that, kinesiology tape absolutely does work when applied correctly. If you do not apply it correctly, you just look like a weirdo.
Yeah.
But when you actually use it and you stretch the skin the right way, I mean, all it's really trying to do is help blood flow. So when you actually use it the right way, you can YouTube it, whatever. It is actually really fantastic stuff, and I really like it. I use Turbo Rock tape now. Genesis. Yep. Luke's extremely flexible and also it's kind of skinny, so he doesn't need it.
Yeah. Just haven't used it yet.
So as far as what's in the bag, I grabbed
taking that diesel thing.
That diesel thing's going. Everything with shelf appeal is definitely going to be thrown. Definitely. I grabbed 11 balls. Pretty much I cleared the shop. I've got a huge crush on urethane all of a sudden.
Dude, that purple pearl is...
That purple pearl's...
And the Black Widow urethane.
I didn't drill the Black Hammer, but I do have the Widow urethane, and I love both of those. I've used them both often. So those are both going. All the new releases, the new Widow, the Diesel Torque. What else I got? The Rodman Pearl is another special ball that's going to make the trip. I did bring the side swipe.
Nice.
One of my all-time favorites.
Both of the side swipes are really good.
So I've got so much stuff going. A Warrior Supreme that I drilled after our blowout sale. Big ASIM ball that just rolls really. Anything purple.
That's the thing is that ball didn't sell, but it's really good.
Anything purple for me rolls really, really good. So Rodman Pearl, Purple Pearl, Warrior Supreme.
I had a Taboo Deep Purple. My first game was 300.
Mm-hmm. So the new Widow, Diesel Torque we already brought up. There's a lot. I can't even tell you everything that's out there. But all my favorite stuff for sure. Both urethanes.
EJ Tackett Storm. Bias.
What about the bias?
You're gonna take it.
We're gonna talk
Kinda.
all about the bias already.
Kinda.
Right.
I mean,
Shelf Appeal would be a great ball name.
Yeah.
That would be easy for staffers to review.
That would. They did name a ball the winner. So
they did. The next one's gonna be winner.
yeah.
And I'm going to put this out there in case Ebonite International happens to see this video. We were asked a question about, favorite ball names and, future, past, whatever.
Dude, I've got so many ball names that I've sent to Chad.
Right. and I think I've got a good one for the Savage. Because now it's a Columbia product, not an Ebonite product, so it's got to be better. But I want the Savage AF.
Yeah.
But it's for it's the Pearl version of the Savage, and it's absolute flip. But it's Savage as fuck.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't say the
like
K,
that.
I said pho, like
Yeah.
the soup.
Yeah. Pho is great stuff. We've got a Vietnamese place, and they got spicy seafood pho. Dear Lord, winter chicken dinner.
Yeah, we've
Man,
been
I've
seeing
sent.
that.
I sent
The
Chad
third
an
ball
idea
on
the
the line
other
will be
day.
chicken dinner.
R3S hybrid on the core and the Sonic, which is triple HD.
Right.
Make it look like a Mastermind Scholar. Sonic frequency. Of course, Sonic Boom has to be one of them too. That's just way too easy.
Right, that one's easy.
Did they already have that one?
We have the spoilers, so
Right.
spoiler alert is obviously one that we put out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Rodney, yeah, you're right. Bringing 11 balls would absolutely confuse a lot of people. But what I mean by 11 balls is there's 11 in the car. I become very lazy when it comes time to bring all of them inside. So I have my bags kind of separated. Other than my urethane balls typically on my double tote.
But no rules. Pearl is definitely going tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't use
Man.
that much anymore, do you?
Well, I
Because you save it,
only
you save it?
I only take it to tournaments.
So you have an extra?
Huh? Yeah, I've got an extra, but
Nice.
it's just so good. Like, it made me so much money at nationals just for shooting 6.0, 6.10, 6.05, 6.10. But you know, after somebody used a GB3 at 1,004th arrow,
Hold on.
start the day off.
You looked at me. I was like, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I was against it.
Man, it got rough, and I grinded out a couple sets, and I made quite a bit of money in brackets.
Our team made a sci-fi movie out of the lane pattern.
Hopefully I'll be
There was a
next
black
year.
hole in the middle.
Yeah.
We won't create a black hole in the middle.
Yeah.
Great. I'm taking all shiny stuff next year.
It'll be oil.
Funny
All
story.
shiny, I'm gonna.
Funny story, true story. USBC also sent me a survey about nationals,
I wish they would send me one.
and I filled it out.
I wish they'd send me one.
I filled the fun out of it.
Almost got me there too. Mm-hmm.
Bring 11 balls, and that's the thing, is that most of the stuff that I'm taking I'm very familiar with, or I understand it very well. Like, I haven't thrown the Marvel Max SE very much, but it's obvious what that ball does. That ball is just chug and tank all day long. Very familiar with the NRP, very familiar with the Hectic, very familiar with the Codex, very familiar with the Idol. So that's one of the things is when you get, going back to the staffer thing from like 2 hours ago, when you
Try
first start as a
things.
staffer, you want to throw all the new stuff. You want to throw all the new stuff just to show it off, but if it looks like shiatsu, then you're not doing anybody any good. So
He means poop.
yeah, so when I take stuff, but I'm going to be showing off the Idol because it's legit. The Marvel Max SE, sorry it's overseas, but it's a great ball.
What's in your bag for tomorrow, Chris?
Nothing. I'm not going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm actually playing softball tomorrow.
Yeah, he
So-
did. Yeah.
He's got this new bat.
Yeah.
Dude,
I do like that other question, the one ball question. Where was that? They should have a tournament where you can only bring one ball and they don't tell you the oil pattern. That would be cool. Now, if we turn that into a question of our current lineup,
Yeah.
which ball would that be? What would you take? One ball choice is all you've got.
I would take the magnitude 3.5 solid.
Oh, 35 solid?
Yep, I would.
That's a good
You can
choice, I
keep it in
think.
front of you, and you can open up the lanes when it dries out. So.
I mean, to be honest, I think that Liz Johnson would take a torrent. So, what do you got? If you're going to take one ball to a tournament, you have no idea what you're bowling on, what would it be?
Hectic.
That's a really great answer.
Because I can play anywhere, even if it's an absolute flood. I can play straight up the ditch, and just the shape that it has on the back end, I can make that ball work on anything from anywhere. If I had to make something work, it would be the Hectic.
Rip solid.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I have so much trust in that ball from the gutter. I know it hooks. So, I mean, I can shorten it up. I can, but I mean, that would be a real toss up. Like a near second would be purple urethane. I don't think I could be on something I couldn't make shape. I mean, I hit that thing with 1,000 by hand. It'll hook wherever I want it to.
Yeah.
And if I just keep it like it is and soak it with some oil, I can bowl on just about anything. So those would be a real hard choice between the two, especially not knowing what you're getting into.
That was a great question, by the way, Ronnie. That was,
The other choice for me would be an Intel solid, probably.
yeah.
Same kind of thing, solid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Trying to find a Marvel S reaction. Heard the idol was close. I think the idol is rounder than the Marvel S was. The Marvel S.
Wasn't the Codex pretty close?
Codex is fairly close, but it had the Marvel S was Marvel cover with nano solid. So I think that even though
What about this SE?
I
How
think
close is that?
if you took 2000, it would be really close. But the Marvel S has more of a Daredevil trick shape, but it hooks a lot more than that. So I'm thinking Halo, even though it's not, even though it's asymmetric instead of symmetric, it's got the same shape and it's the same cover and everything. So,
I think we're
we
caught
have
up.
a tournament.
That's about it.
Yep.
That's it. There's your text message.
Yep, we have
You guys
a.
feel that? Oh.
Oh. Man, her eyes are turning black.
Like the cutting edge.
Like the cutting edge.
Interesting.
Kind of brownish.
There's a little brown in there.
Okay, today I bowled on WTBA Montreal and did terrible. We're going to take a few last couple questions here. We do have a tournament at 9:30 in the morning and we bowl a lot. So, they're leaving me.
No. We're survivalists. We're trying to live.
I
So
think they're
we
just
bowl.
getting out of the way.
Okay. Well, we're pretty close to wrapping this up. Involuntarily, I'm going to look at WTBA Montreal.
It's kind of short. So is Angel.
Sweetie, you ain't that cute.
Oh man, and she even got in the camera frame. Interesting. Okay, so WTBA Montreal is
I'm very
27.5 microliters, 41 feet. Reverse is 32 feet.
Just moving objects that can
Let's see, what's the overall ratio? Where is the overall ratio? 22 on the outside, 101 in the middle.
This one.
It doesn't look too terribly difficult on paper. It's not super flat.
We should have answered that question much earlier.
Yep. 40 foot, and the volume is kind of heavy-ish.
It's kind of like the bear.
Yeah,
It's a little longer.
Right now.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's 50 UL per board instead of 40. So
Most of the new patterns are 50.
most of the new patterns are 50.
That's pump pressure is all that comes out to.
Yeah. So forward oil is 23, reverse oil is 4. So
You want me to
most
carry
of
one? I
the
have
oil
one.
is forward. Hey, missile.
You're fine.
I think it's just, it looks like it could be tight and it looks like it could be a little nasty in transition.
Let me carry one then.
It looked like could be kind of tight left to right. It doesn't have a whole lot of reverse oil. So it looks like it could give you angle issues. That would be one that I would probably get deep and slow roll on. So, Mistle, come here. You coming?
No. This one was actually barking at you too.
Okay. Yeah. Dog bear, come here. All right. So thanks
Everybody have a
everybody
great day.
for showing up. Yeah, we're just signing off because it's 10 o'clock and we've got a bowling tournament at 9:30 tomorrow. We're gonna end up bowling all day long because we got 5 games in the morning, then we have lunch, and then we have 5 more games, and then the top 16 teams make it to the bracket, and we absolutely plan on making it into the bracket even though this is glorified regional. So anyway, thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks everybody for coming out, and we are calling it a night here. And we will be on the live stream on Streaming Bowling tomorrow. We are on the second game, which will probably be about 9:50ish, 10 o'clock. Practice starts at 9:20. We bowl at 9:30. Games will probably take about a half an hour apiece. So we will be on the live stream, Anthony and I, at about 10 o'clock Central tomorrow morning. Channel is Streaming Bowling. Thanks everybody for watching out. Thanks for the good lucks, and we will see you next time. Click.